Right. Hello. God, my hair's blowing out already. I need the fan on though. It's just too hot. Right. So the other part of that was addictions affected this somehow, but they know your twin flames. And the reason why I tiled at that, but just let me check that the volume's working because it did cut out for almost 10 minutes the other day, which was it's always meant to be though. Kind of fascinated me because of what I was saying. People weren't meant to hear it. Nuts, really. Um, right, let's just get this wee link in. Oh no, that's none of that. Too much. Um, Let me check that. Hopefully, I'll check it now. Shit, that's gonna dry my contacts out. Um, that'll be part of this too. I put the same contact in both eyes, and I was like, I can't see. Is my eye deteriorated that bad? Like, I do need to go and get both the eye check and the contact check. But I was like, if I put two of the same one in the one eye, and then sure enough, I checked and I had. So that's going to have something to do with, you couldn't see properly and it was your own fault. There you go. I just got that right now. Or you need to double check something. Feels like Mercury retrograde stuff. Put 3 hours, but it's normally 2.5. And I don't plan it to be 2.5. It just always ends up that way. My nose is really itchy. So loved ones in spirit could be around because that's what that means to me. Umbrella's on right now, Rihanna. So that's about friendship, isn't it? Well, friendship or love. So with me itching my nose, there could be a friend in the spirit world guiding one of the twin flames out of the dark. I mean anyone in the spirit world, but a friend came at me because of umbrella. Hello, Michelle. How are you doing? Um, we will celebrate our channels. Yeah, and I keep forgetting to say it. I always forget every year because I celebrate my anniversary of all my platforms on the summer solstice. But if you missed the memo, and I think I'm weeding out of talking about that now. I've not been speaking about it every time, but I was actually in a car crash on the summer solstice, and it was a near-death experience, not exaggerating. So yes, very grateful that me and my mum are still in one piece, but it wasn't funny, and it took um, a wee bit of time to get over that. And like I said, that wasn't even that long ago. Um, but and I can't help saying touch not my anointed every time I talk about that story. But um, yes, anyway, the point being, I wasn't celebrating the channel because, for obvious reasons, I was getting over the shock of that happening, and I was having a drink with my mum in the garden, celebrating our life. And yeah, so yeah, but the official YouTube anniversary is today. Sorry, I'm just a bit. I've got my shorts on, but I'm going to be very careful not my little. I keep. Anyway, it's just all it was I had my jammy shorts on in one of the lives that I was like, I don't want to be caught in them. Of all the ones I would get like, no, do you know what I mean? But I don't want to be caught in these either, so I might have to grab my niece's giraffe blanket if I need to move or bend over for cards, but I don't the bend and snap. But I don't think that's legally blonde, so I don't know how that could come into it. But um, law maybe law, ditziness, legal cases. I don't know. Whatever you get from legally blonde, there's lots of different things. Also, poker face. Lady Gaga's on right now. But yeah, we're gonna. If I remember, this is might be the only time we're celebrating the anniversary of our channel because I always like to call this channel our channel because 11 years is a long time. So to still be on 1,760 something, I think it is. That's pretty fucking slow. But it's growth, and I know that for me personally, it's because I like I always say, it's like I got the analogy the other day. It's like I put the dimmer switch up, I go full on Leo, And then I'm like, oh no, I want to go back down. It's like I go my Leo midheaven, and then I'm like, oh, I put the dimmer switch down. In fact, turn it off, turn the lights off, and I fall into my Scorpio rising. And it's not self-sabotage. It's just after doing it this long, it's just what I'm comfortable with. And I get very overwhelmed and blah, 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 blah. And it's just, yeah, I'm very divine feminine. I go with the flow of my energy. Sometimes I got more energy, sometimes I haven't. So, maybe that will change at some point in the future, but I don't really see how it would because it's me. And like I said, I've got 6 retrograde planets. So, what works for me is if you're new around here, I film all the live streams for all 12 signs. So just now we're on Aquarius and 11th house, meaning don't just watch this if you're Aquarius. We've all got Aquarius, we've all got 11th house. Shock, surprises, awakening, spontaneous awakening. And I always say that stuff. And I literally pulled spontaneous awakening earlier on the live earlier. And also, catch, well, put your notifications on. Don't know if it makes any difference, but I'm going to try and get back to the daily divinely timed videos, meaning that I just basically see whatever comes through for 15-20 minutes. Sometimes it might be 2 hours or an hour. Like today, it was just under an hour. So yeah, look out for those ones, and those ones will usually always just be my hands. But yeah, that energy might come through again in this. Because as you saw me say, like I was leaving that open as I always do to not be about love, but it literally always goes back to love around here because that is the primary thing I'm here to help you with, and not just love, any kind of love, twin flame, true love. So, oh look, yeah, Spice Girls is on now, Wannabe, and that again is about friendship. If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friend, which is a very strange line, and you could really take that the wrong way. More like, if you want to be my lover, do not get with my friends, or you won't be my lover anymore. But I think it means just, be on good terms with my friends. But again, I don't agree with that either, whether you're a guy or a gal, because sometimes you've got frenemies. And again, I know I'm talking about this because what is Aquarius? Aquarius is also friendship. But as we saw the last, week or so when I'm channeling, it's not just friendship to me. It can be things to do with toxic friendship and highlighting what's not right about friendships and stuff like that, which is usually 12th house frenemy stuff. I mean, that is hidden enemies and frenemies, but I am somehow picking up on it in the 11th house too, which always reminds me of, I've saw a lot of placements of people's charts where you've got Pluto in the 11th house, right? And, so if any of you have got that, it'd be interesting if you share in the chat, or in the comments after. People don't tend to leave comments after, but, feel free if you've got it, if you've experienced things like that, because, it would make sense to me, Pluto, Scorpio energy in the 11th house. What I would say is you could be quite like overly obsessed with your friendship group, like all about your friends, and maybe even putting your friends before your family and your lovers and your work and everything. But I would see at some point, with people, client sessions I've helped, that it could be those same friends that you bend over backwards end up sticking the knife in. So be careful. Not always. Also, I put my bracelets on my face wash stuff, and it's left this like gunk all over my head. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It feels like glue. So if you see me doing that to my arm, and it's like, I mean, I don't know if it's showing up there, but I clearly need to go and wash it off, and I can't be bothered because I sat down to do this, and oh, that's what it is. It's like left a residue on my bracelets, and it feels horrible. So again, everything means something. Maybe there's a sticky situation that needs to be sorted out here. I don't know, but that's annoying. So if you see me itch my arm, that's all it is. It's just sticky. So we'll celebrate our channel's 11th YouTube anniversary today. But yes, the point of that being is any slow growth is growth. So don't judge yourself. And I always like to share that because I always knew I was meant to be on YouTube specifically, and I was on all the other platforms, and I started my YouTube around the same time. I think it might have been a year after I started all my other platforms, but I just sort of left it sitting there. Like I would put things on it, but not very often, and I was just like really scared to do it all the time. Because it's not, this place isn't for everyone. If it is for you, I think you'd be like, you'd always kind of have a feeling. Otherwise, it's, you know what I mean. I don't know. I think that's why people disperse over all the other platforms, or you're on loads of, you know what I mean. But like I said, kind of done it the rain. I was on all the other ones, and then I can't stand any of them. And the thing is, I'm always getting people being like, "You should be on TikTok. You would do amazing." All that, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I dabbled in it right at the start, and I saw it was going to become huge. And I don't like it. The frequency really, really makes me feel ill. And again, Aquarius is the internet as well, and it's things to do with frequency. And like I said, I'm a frequency healer, quantum healer, shaman. You know, I could loads of different things that I am. That you know, there's too many words to kind of encompass all the different things. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like the main thing is I feel frequency on a really sensitive level, and it's just so I've been sharing that for years. It's like I support people, and like I've got loads of clients that I've picked up that love TikTok and do well in there, and or you love watching it or doing it or both or whatever. But it's not. It really is not my cup of tea at all. And so, like I said, I'm all about YouTube, and like I said, it's not as if I'm like I'm doing pure amazing, but it's I love what I do, and I think it shows. Like I love what I do, and I love um. What have you said? You've sent laughing disco for 250 joules. But wouldn't it tell me if you sent it? Are you not just? I think you're just writing that having a laugh, aren't you? Because it would tell me. Would it not? Or did you know? Wait a minute, it did. Did you actually send it? Thank you, Cohen. I that's the first one we've had. I've no idea. I've I don't even know how to react to that. I just set it for the jewels rather than whatever. It's thank you. What did I set? Have I set the goal yet? I don't really get it. I think what it is I think people buy the gifts, the virtual gifts. Talking to TikTok here, that'll probably be all the fact. That's probably where this has come from. And I get the virtual gifts. So thank you for the disco ball. That's if that is the way that sent that, it's kind of weird. Eh? It should come up different. Like I thought it was meant to come up and do something. It didn't do anything. That's why I was like, did you just write that, or did you actually? Mind you, it hasn't. What did I put in here? Oh no, I did. I didn't put anything for the gifts. I used to say earlier I'd done the gifts. That's why I'm saying that anyway. I don't know what that's all about, but thank you, whatever it is. I love the disco ball. Um, so yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I was saying all of that, but as always, it'll be somebody needed to hear it. So I think the point is I've because this is to do because the 11th house, Aquarius is the internet. I have been helping people who feel like they're called to help the collective, specifically on the internet, or not even on the internet, just like, you might own a shop or something, or I don't know, do it somewhere else. I have been helping people with that for over 10 years and proud to be. And yeah, so maybe somebody needed to hear that. But so the reason we've got a bit of the title is so this happens fairly often, but it hasn't happened yet on any of these ones that I've got back to. What was the first one I found? I think it was that order. Yeah. So this card, I do use that one probably most times I'm on here, but that was in a box of all the mixed up cards away from it. So I know we're twin flames. So as we know around here, if you're new, like I just said, I don't know if I said that, but I'm saying it now. I'm a twin flame healer shaman amongst, so I'm a hypnotherapist and a coach and a counselor and all these different things, astrologer, but all of it ties into twin flame. So it doesn't mean that if you're not a twin flame, I can't help you, but the people that help the most are twin flames, basically. Like literally everyone that books is on twin flame, like not even kidding, for like the past forever. But I'm always looking out for the signs that I'm attracting people that aren't twin flames, because I know people that aren't twin flames do watch, but you guys never book. Like, just keeping it real. So that tells me something that my main purpose is for twin flames. So anyway, we know it's going to be that because that came in. So that is part of it. Then when I was trying to find a particular deck, I found Addict, and I thought that was really interesting because I could never really describe how I know things, or I get it through my clairs, but I'm sure I had some kind of synchronicity day, and I felt like addictions were like going to be a part of this reading. So, and absolutely, because then I found another card that said addiction. So we've got Addict, helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. So, I mean, it is upright. So, again, it could be that, you know, the feminine that's coming through could be someone like myself, or the masculine, like you could be an addictions counselor or something. You could help people with addictions. Or, you know, the most likely one's probably going to be that somebody was struggling with some kind of addiction. But then we have toxic ties, addiction, karma, emotional chain. So, again, that could just be picking up on addictions again, of any kind, or it could be that the addiction is like codependency, like someone's, you know, not being able to get out of a codependent connection or pattern. And then the last one, that it was just when I went out for a pee and came back, this card like fell right where I was sitting. I'm sorry I hurt you. I didn't realize what it was until it was gone. So more than likely, I'm going to want another thumbnail, but in case this will do, we'll just hold these up. So like I said, I usually gather the thumbnail as I go along because the cards haven't come out yet. But I mean, sometimes I do pull cards to get the title for, but I actually haven't done that in any other ones. That these were all just sort of random ones. So. And while I'm looking to see if that thumbnail's all right, I'm coming back after this to do paid personals, and there'll be space for I was looking elsewhere, but that's fine. Um, yeah, I'll be doing paid personals, and I'll probably do some freebies as well after this. Whenever, wherever we're meant to be together, I'll be yours and you'll be mine. That's something like that. Shakira's just came on. Shakira. So it'd be great if I found the rest of that deck, because I used to love that to do the identifying bit that I'm about to do now. So just use another deck for that. What will we use? It's getting quite annoying that my ears flying all over the place. Actually, let's use this wee deck because I keep wanting to use it and then I forget. Okay, so are we clear? We're going to do this, like I said, for about 2.5 hours is usually, or just under that is what it ends up being. And then after that, I'll do the collective ones. And I'm going to set a wee timer just so that I don't completely overdo it, because I need to have energy to do. I've got one person on the list for that so far. And then we'll just do it, you know, live and see who shows up. So what have we got? Wait a minute, I'm just so para because that mic died that last time. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so tell us about the feminine energy if possible. Oh, and what I also wanted to set an intention for, right, is because, like I said, I always just leave these totally open, but because Aquarius is the future, and again, like I said, it's a lot of the reason why I've called myself Crystal Clairvisions. Well, it was the one I got from the divine, because I do tend to see so far into the future, and I always have done. I pick up on the past too, and I love past lives, and I've got a lot of my own astrology. You can see from my chart why past lives are my thing too. But it's like basically it's the past, present, obviously, and the future that I help people with, because I read it's Akashic records when I'm doing this. But let's set an intention that we're going to pick up on the future, but before the year is finished. So this is somewhere in the future. So the future could be tomorrow, it could be 2 weeks from now, it can be 2 months from now, but this is going to be someone watching this, and it can be like, you know, as many as like one couple to like 10 couples to 20 couples to whatever. It's whoever tunes in. Some of it might resonate, all it might resonate, none of it might resonate, you know, just hang out, enjoy the vibes kind of thing, if you want to. And I've just realized I keep forgetting to do that before we get in it. I've just remembered that I wanted to start doing. Like, actually, do you know what? Because of the way I just described that, let's use this deck again, because this is past, present, future. Let's do a wee mini sort of healing, but this will also be tied in to the energy of what we're going to do. So I'm going to invite you to breathe in, close your eyes if you want, you can keep them open, but close your eyes if you want. And this is just a wee activation, which will, you know, be quite powerful because we are in the actual full moon in Aquarius. But it's really just to calm you, ground you, and center you, and all of that jazz. So Close your eyes and breathe in, telling yourself relax, and breathe out, telling yourself release. Breathing in, relax, and breathing out, release. And I want you to imagine a cloud of mist forming above the top of your head. And that cloud of mist has the power to dispel any negative energies or entities or anything hanging about your aura that doesn't serve you at this time. And there's lots of electric currents and charge in the air because that's what Aquarius is. It's the lightning bolt. It is electricity. It's thunderstorms, and it's just there's a lot. It's unpredictable. It's exciting. There's just a lot in the air. And with the North Node recently shifting into Aquarius too, there's just that constant theme is going to be around for the next 18 months. So, oh, I've just remembered something else I'll put in front of me. But yeah, if you just keep your eyes closed. And anyway, no matter how random and all about the place I go in this, it is literally always part of the message. So yeah, and then whatever I say in this too, I'm channeling the collective energy of the different people watching live and that'll watch later. So keep that in mind. It might not resonate with you, but it will with whoever different people. So imagining that cloud of mist above the top of your head with a whirl of sage in it. As I said that, I'll light the literal sage. Things are almost falling over everywhere, which is always my sign that a tower moment is looming, because it's just I'm stopping everything from falling here. So maybe you're trying to stop everything from falling down like a house of cards, because I did say that in the channeling earlier, and you can't. It's all going to fall to the ground at some point, because a deck did fall on the floor right for a start. I was like, right, fuck it, well I'm not using that deck. Oh, but I can see. That's interesting. I can see a card picking out. Maybe I didn't know it was that deck that fell. Right. So imagine that cloud of mist falling over the top of your head, moving over all the buzzing energy, distracting energy, any literal distractions that might be stopping you from your goals, because that was the message earlier. Falling down over your soul star chakra, which your unique spark in the world, which nobody can put out unless you're allowing them to. So we're clearing the energy of wherever there's some bad juju coming at you, trying to stop you doing your thing. That ain't allowed round here. And then the energy falls down over the crown chakra, your connection to the divine, God, universe, whatever you call yours. I prefer to say God. And then the energy goes down to your third eye, opening your third eye to whatever it is that you couldn't see before, again with extra emphasis on it being the fact that this energy can be spontaneous awakening, meaning what you were once spiritually asleep to, you might suddenly, just like that, in a click of a fingers, oh my God, I know the answer, I've had the epiphany, I've had the revelation, I need to do something about this. I need to become a nurse. That's what popped in my head because I got my bloods taken today. So, or I need to go and become an actress, or I need to go and become a teacher, or we get it, or oh my God, I'm crazy in love, because Crazy in Love just came on as I looked at the telly. How did I just realize this now? And I mean, let's face it, that's how usually these go. But and this probably is going to be different because it's graded. But like I said, we're just putting the extra little shift on it that this is going to be something that happens this year before the year is out. So keep that in mind. But again, like I say all the time, I usually don't even say anything like that because I can't control that. This might be somebody's complete past that I read on. Or this might be what's happening right now. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, we're putting an emphasis on the future anyway. So then the energy goes down over the throat chakra, allowing you to be able to speak about whatever it is that you're unable to speak about, or to be able to hear whatever it is that you've not been able to hear from your guides or from a literal person. And now the energy goes down over the higher heart chakra, recalling Saint Germain, the violet flame, to cleanse, clear, and delete any previous requests to no longer serve your highest good, to make way for what will serve your highest good and the highest good of all involved across all time, space, dimension, versions of self. And we call on that healing for your twin flame as well. And their soul is always open to it. It's their ego that might want to bat it off. So, it's a good thing to put that out there. So, and then the energy goes down over the heart, feeling an unconditional love for exactly where you're at in this now moment, which is quite funny because I've been channeling that now for, it's got to be, 10 years this year. Like that's my own like channel sort of activation that I say, and which changes depending on the collective energy, but a lot of it's samey. Um, and people that choose to do sessions with me, like everybody says like they love that, and even if I only do it for 3 minutes, and it's or 3 minutes, that was very specific, or 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, because it's like, and it's because people have gotten used to my voice and associating it with like calm energy and stuff, even when I'm going fast like this. But yeah, why was that coming through? Ah, that was it. The card on the last live stream, because I don't know if it's the last one. It might have been the one before the last one. Oh no, it was the one before So I done the um Capricorn, it was, wasn't it? And then I done the live before it. So I've watched that. I haven't watched the Capricorn though. And the card was so like what I say all the time. So it was quite funny because it had something about transmuting unconditional love. But I mean, that is what a lot of things say. But I don't know, that's what came to mind there, that I feel whoever's going to resonate with this, you're taking a bad situation and you're transmuting it with your healing energy, your unconditional love energy. So, what's springing to mind here is if someone has had an addiction or several addictions, the feminine energy is like transmuting the situation of whatever the addiction is, whether you know or whether you have a sense of it, or whether it's even that this person's in another codependent connection. You're taking what is a dark situation and you're transmuting it into light. Leo season right now is the light. And again, I've just realized everything I've just channeled there is very Pluto conjunct this full moon. Um, so that was a lot coming through the heart, and I feel a kind of funny feeling in my heart when I'm saying that, a bit like indigestion. And it isn't indigestion because I took my time eating my tea. Um, and then so now the energy goes down to solar plexus, calling back your power wherever you've given your power away over time, space, dimension, versions of self. Calling it back. A survivor just came on when I said that. It's good timing. Yep, you are a survivor. You are going to make it. And now the energy goes down over the sacral chakra, pulling back your sacred sexual energy wherever it has been siphoned. Oh dear, I don't say that every time, so that definitely means that's going to be a part of this somewhere. And or wherever your creative spark has kind of went out, your light feels like it's been dulled. Never let anyone dull your sparkle kind of vibes. All this kind of feeling is coming to me here. And again, you see how this, bits and bobs, I could see how if someone has an addiction, like, the addiction has dulled their sparkle or, their light. And that is what is coming back. Oh, my God, my throat chakra went really funny there. So this could be difficult for someone to talk about. And they keep pulling my eyes to the addict card. So there's very strongly coming through. And again, I feel they just made me find that random card kicking about because all the rest of them are kind of like, I don't know where the rest of the deck is. So it's fascinating to me that that's the one that was there. So now the energy goes down the root chakra, calling on safety, grounding, security, abundance. So if you're having money struggles or anything, we're calling on abundance, putting out that prayer, praying for you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and whatever your private prayers will be. Especially because that's how I always pray. But like, Aquarius 11th house is about making a wish, setting intentions. I know, new moons are intentions. Full moons are a lot of the time when things can manifest. But I mean, things can manifest whenever. But okay, with all that being said, I'm going to bring you back and I'm going to pull the card. So before I pull this card, let's just imagine the roots of the tree going down, all the way down to the bottom of Mother Earth, however you imagine that to be, and release whatever heaviness might have arisen when I was channeling that, because that is, an energy clearing. All of the healing I do just looks like I'm sitting on the couch having a wee cup of tea with you. Whether it's on the live stream when I'm doing the collective healing, or this is what it's like on the Zoom too. Um, so, but today, whenever I have sessions with people, we do always feel that healing, and usually right away. So yeah, if you get it, you get it kind of thing. That's what I mean by frequency healing. But so yeah, release, 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 down to Mother Earth. See it coming out through the roots of the tree, out through your feet, going down, down, down at the bottom of Mother Earth, and release whatever's came to your consciousness. And a lot of surprising stuff might come up for you when I was saying that, or just throughout today, or throughout the next, couple of days, because the full moon, whatever sign it's in, illuminates your subconscious. So you can see how flashes of insight and awareness really could be coming in like quite a big kind of shaking you up way. Tower moment, basically. Like the card said earlier, spontaneous awakening. Oh dear, and now I'm being drawn to a big juicy spider crawling on the window, which is just about to go out of sight, and it has, yeah. So what that tells us is, there's definitely a kind of toxic Black Widow kind of female that's got in the mix here. So we don't know who that is yet, but we'll, so perhaps like that. What's springing to mind is if someone was caught up in addictions, they could have like pulled you or your person into it. But we can't blame others. But I've not said it like that before, but that kind of kept somebody stuck in it, like not a good person to be around as survivors still on. Or equally, that when I see the spider and Black Widow, it can often sometimes remind me like a controlling mother figure. But equally, it could be somebody's ex. It could, that could be somebody's toxic friend keeping them in a pattern. I think we are going to have to use the deck that I call the toxic deck, but it's over there just now. So, keeping all of this in mind, release, 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 cut the cord with Archangel Michael to the old earth of fear, lack, negativity, letting go of the pain and the karma and the karmic cycles, especially where it applies to addictions. So we're putting out that healing and that prayer that anyone that's suffering with any kind of addictions that is led to watch this, whether you watch, every now and again, or whether this is the first one you found, whether this is you or your person or anyone in your life that is suffering with addictions, especially if they're in a bit of a sticky situation now and really struggling with their addiction, because this, like, honestly, it's like glue all up my arm from, it's horrible. It's like, oh my God, I need to take that. And I've just seen why. It's all caught in my tourmaline necklace. So that's a bracelet. That's interesting because black tourmaline is about protecting you from negative energy. But I mean, the bracelet isn't doing a good job from this. It's like congealed, you know what I mean? It's my face wash. Anyway, I'll clean it after, but it's just a weird way for them to tell me the method. Um, so, yeah, letting go of the karma and the pain, but keeping the let go of the karma and the pain, but keeping the lessons because it makes you who you are. My throat keeps stopping. It's weird. It's like, and my throat felt like it cracked there too. So there's a lot of stuff about not being able to speak about this. Unless the karmic energies are trying to stop me from getting the message out, but it's kind of weird. It feels weird as I'm doing it, but I'm going to be interested to watch this back. So what is springing to mind is, when I do Aquarius, there's, when I do any of the signs, because like I said, it's not it just can be anyone's story and however many. I always pick up on proposal in Aquarius. I might not this time because we picked up on that in Sagittarius or Capricorn, but because it's surprise. But I sometimes do pick up on very, very dark karmic partners, or just like karmic energies. So that I'm kind of getting that vibe with all these signs coming through. So I'll use the cards that I associate some of the things that have been said. I feel like girl with a snake. I feel like the spider webs cards might come up. I feel like I feel like fuck knows what's going to come out the toxic deck. Probably Jezebel, spiritual hater. Oh god, yeah. Anyway, we're definitely in Leo season. It's not a dull one, right? So, but like Pluto conjunct the full moon right now, that is going to expose the dark stuff. So there's a lot about the darkness coming to light here to transmute it. Right. Okay, so now we connect the new strong chords to the new earth of peace, calm, abundance, balance of your inner masculine and feminine. You're being very aware of your own emotions and feelings and receptive energy, whether you're a man or a woman, and you're protecting your boundaries, making quick decisions and taking action with your masculine energy. Right. Okay, so ready to come back now. But before I come back, let's just tune in. The main themes that I feel this live stream is going to be about is helping, clearing and healing addictions, whatever that might mean. And so you can, leave a comment, and this really spoke to you after. And again, if anybody does want specific help with addictions, this is what I help people with in sessions. And I've shared before, I've had people that have had like bad drink problems, alcoholics. We work together once and they don't touch the drink ever again. Or sometimes it's like it lasts for 6 months and you might go back to drink, but not as bad as that. So it's these are all true stories, and that would, trust me, that was a gentle example that I've given. I can help people with any type of addiction. And also I've got free shamanic journeys on the playlist if you're not in a place to do a session. But I always actually advise that people do one of the free shamanic journeys before you have a session anyways, just so that you can see if you like my energy or not. Because I might annoy the fuck out of you. You might not be able to sit through a session. And believe me, the sessions are long, which is why the prices went up recently. They've been the same price for years, and I can sit with people for hours upon hours upon hours. So we did have a price increase recently, but if you're struggling to pay in a wonder, you can pay part payment too. Anyway, so ready to come back now, and let's see what the cards are about. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Think about your eyes. 1, opening your eyes. Wide awake, if you even closed them. And like I always say, that's not to hypnotize anyone there. It's just to get us in a grounded place, and it's an energy clearing. If you're open to it, you're always in full control. Just as if you had hypnosis from me or anyone, you are actually always in full control. So remember that but although you are in full control, like personally, I would not let somebody hypnotize me unless I had felt a deep connection to them and trust and kind of knew what they're all about, lurked, whatever, all that kind of shit. So just I would advise others do the same. I'm more than happy if you've checked me out a while before you book something like that. I would strongly, because it's just that's how mind control works. Let's be real. In hypnosis, a good hypnotherapist is seeing where the disconnect is. To me, the hypnosis and the soul retrieval, shamanic healing, it's all the same. To me, I can see how it's all very similar, but where you're disassociated, or like I liken that to soul fragments. The hypnotherapist would help you mend these parts and make peace with it, and send you off better. Whereas, oh my God, I'm being drawn to the spider again. There's definitely a really toxic female energy, if not a few. Oh my God, this is what came out in the last live stream, and this must be really coming to light with this filming. Where was I going with that? God, that was floating through, and see what I mean? That was coming through really strong, and then I saw that spider, and I totally forgot what I was saying. So that is definitely symbolic, or like toxic females like distracting you from what you're doing, like what you're here to do, like either now or in the past, or in the future. So I feel they're telling us about the past right now, because remember, I wanted most of this to be about the future, but I mean, they might not listen. Let's just see. So anyway, yes, I was talking. That's it. I was talking about soul fragmentation, disassociation. It's the same thing to me. But if you don't, in mind control, what they would do is, they would see where the disconnect is, and they would make it worse, and they would like traumatize you and then leave you like that. That's what's, if you're not aware of this, that's what's happened to a lot of celebrities. That's why like a lot of them look like they've been batshit crazy. They have. It's disgusting, it's evil, and unfortunately that's what a lot of this world is like. So there's a rude awakening if people think that's no true. It is, and a lot of that actually just came. I saw that recently. A lot of that has actually come out in the collective recently. That is all true. I've actually said this before in one of the other lives. Anyway, so that must be in the collective, the dark stuff that's coming to light. Right, so let's get one of these cards. So these are one of the sacred sites cards that are about different places around the world. That's the one I haven't watched back yet. When I used this in Capricorn, it must have been, or was it? Oh no, it's Sagittarius then. That's the one I must have not. I think I've watched either of them back, but wherever it was, it must have been Sagittarius, because that's about traveling. I think I used it in both though. And I said, oh, I think a card about Egypt is going to come out, and Egypt came out. So I don't know what. I think America might come out in this, or it's relevant even if it doesn't, because Party in the USA was on earlier on the music channel, And I don't know, I just feel somewhere in America. New Grange. Is that no England or Scotland or something? Oh well, we've not got America here. What about in the back? Shamanka. Oh, is that not the female version of a shaman? I'm pretty sure. Because I remember someone calling me that on here. Um, oh, wait a minute. Why am I looking at my? Let's see. New Grange. I don't know. It feels like UK vibes. That just looks so Stonehenge. Oh, it's the first one in the book. New Grange. Oh, Ireland. Oh, way off. Look, here's my heritage. My genes coming from Ireland originally, and I didn't even get it was from Ireland. That's quite interesting. Yes, that is my goal. It's still my goal, but the hopes are fading as the year goes on. But no, it's only July. It's nearly August. But I'm like, I need to get to Ireland before the end of this year. So actually, that's quite funny that what I mean. That's my goal. Is that and what I'm laughing at is my mum and dad are actually going soon, and I'm like, oh great. I didn't get my wee trip to Ireland. My mum and dad are fucking away now. Do you know what I mean? And my mum was like, "Well, you wouldn't have wanted to come." I was like, "No, I wouldn't have wanted to come." Do you know what I mean? Because I couldn't even last a night when I went away. When I went away for a long weekend, but I don't think I could last ever long. I can't. But yeah, it's quite funny. So, illumination, location, County Meath, Ireland. So again, Ireland could be significant. Oh, that's interesting. So when I started, right, I haven't done this before, but I mean, I have done it with like rose oil and Florida water and that. But it was like I was anointing myself, but I feel I was anointing myself for whoever's going to resonate with this. And what I mean by that is I gathered like water from the Scottish Highlands when I was there a few months ago, and I've got a wee bottle over there because as part of my shamanic healing, like I'm very much like a water gatherer. There's lots of different names you can call it, but um, you can't really do things like that now, even if you were a big traveller, which I'm not, because you can't really be taking them on the plane, eh? But because obviously I was still in Scotland, I got it. But yeah, it was like I took a wee bit and I was like putting my head in that. So I felt Scotland might be relevant to this too. So it could be that this is going to be for some of you in Scotland, or yeah. So we've got America coming in somehow. We've got Scotland with what I'm saying, and we've got Ireland. So yeah, Celtic sort of energy. Question what lies beneath. Again, Pluto conjunct this full moon. Deep in the mound of the Newgrange Passage tomb are buried the Tuatha de Danann, the supernatural beings that once defended the Emerald Isle. These are the tribal people of the Danu, the Irish mother goddess, who were known as the Shining Ones. Ah, that feels very Leo season. For their safety, Danu had them taken underground into the city, fairy mounds, I don't know how to say that, of which Newgrange was the most important, and transformed them into what we know as leprechauns. The battles in those times of gods and giants saw the old world destroyed. That's like when I say the old earth is dying and the new earth is being birthed, and the founding of a new one. The old world exists now within other realms, watching, assisting, and very much alive, like I say all the time, past, present, future, all happening simultaneously. Call on that world for the light of. Oh my god, yeah, this is honestly, like I always say, it's just nuts how that happens. It's just God and the guy speaking through me, as we know, because what I've just said about darkness coming to light, this is saying very similar, and I pulled this after I said all that. Call on the world for the light of truth to shine through the darkness of your past. So again, I do feel someone's had a dark past caught up in some kind of addiction or several. Contemplate the card and visualize yourself picking up on the sword Nu Ada, King of Tuatha De Danann, and wearing the crown that lies among the bones of the ancestors. Ask for understanding of your past and of what underlies any difficulties that you experience in the present. Oh, that's really crazy what I said about addictions. So, the middle world present energy. Newgrange Great Entrance Stone is engraved with many spirals, including the interlocked triple spiral of the Triskelion, said to represent the triple goddess, Maiden Mother, and Crone, in earth, sea, and sky. But where did this symbol come from? It may be our ancestors carved spirals into the stone to record what they'd seen, so spirals might be significant here too. Perhaps in the heavens and not understood, could it be that they grasp an idea that we're rediscovering now, that we follow the circle of life, death, and rebirth, becoming a little different each time around? If you didn't see the live from earlier, that was very much about death and rebirth and transformation. Had a few cards saying that. Or does this symbol represent a portal to other worlds left as a clue by the Shining Ones? Remember, not all at Newgrange is what it seems. The burial chamber, built over 5,000 years ago, I want to go there now, may have been a place of worship, of ceremony, and connecting the skies or even to other worlds. Try using the Skeleon, I don't know how to say that, as a basis for a drawing, painting, carving, or other artwork that you can then meditate on and view as an inspiration. Let it guide you as you step through the shadows of doubts and untruths into the realm of self-knowledge. So again, presently, if this is resonating with you, this could be you or your person is really, you know, doing a lot of shadow work and doing that deeper healing after having put an addiction behind you, or you're currently putting it behind you. But we're going to stick with, I feel you've had an addiction in the past, or like I said, it could be several addictions, and now you're really doing that deeper healing. So this is the upper world, the potential, the future energy, which is what a set intention we're mostly going to pick up on. We'll see. It's said that the Angus, the Irish god of love, I did not know that that meant that, resided in the palace at Newgrange near River Boyne. Boyne? That's so funny. Legend has it that his kisses of love manifested in the form of 4 white doves. Oh, there was a dove charm earlier, whose song sprung up in the hearts of young maidens along with the sound of his harp. As you look at the doves on the card, feel the love of Angus. Feel the love of Angus. Angus is very Scottish. There you go. So, as you look at the doves on the card, feel the love of Angus and hear their healing celestial song. This sound of the highest vibration is offering you to you that transforms the darkness that resides within you and reveals the light being that waits deep within your subterranean self. That is beautiful, because what I'm really getting from this is, if you're the person that has some type of addiction, it's like you're more than that addiction, even if you still have it, or definitely was in the past. And oh my God, this could particularly resonate if you are a boy, because Bad Boys is like, you know, that song is like, oh, the bad boys are always. I can't remember if she says stealing my time or wasting my time. But she's talking throughout that whole song. It's like, even though I know that there's something in the chemistry, all the bad boys are always catching my eye. I'm literally changing every single word to that. But it's Alexandra Burke featuring Florida. And then he comes in and is like, bad boys, and does a wee rap. I can't remember the rest of it goes. I think it's on right currently, actually. So again, this is painting a bit of a funny picture. You have the potential to transmute the dark clouds in your life into white doves of peace. But can I just stress, although the song is Bad Boys, you could have been a bad girl and caught up in a lot of stuff. And neither of you are a bad girl or boy. Do not ever say that to yourself. And again, you know, unfortunately, why am I getting? Maybe you've been told a lot that you're a bad boy or something, you're a bad girl, and you're like, you've really had it ingrained in you. And you can be washed clean of that, because again, I'm about deliverance, modern deliverance around here, definitely in sessions. So you have the potential to transmute the dark clouds in your life into white doves of peace. Hello, remember when I channeled before I pulled the card about transmuting with unconditional love coming in? If you can only find in yourself both understanding and love, the light of the shining ones and the light of Angus, God of love. That's beautiful. Now, what is this? Find a peaceful place where you can use a shamanic drum or play a shamanic drumming CD and allow the beat to take you on a journey. Oh my God, look, here's one I prepared earlier. Now, I've not got my drum. I've actually not got a drum. I need to get one. I've always said that. Like, I know that's meant to be a bigger part of my path, because whenever I've used shamanic drums, I really resonate. Like, I love healing drums. And we've got a few people, you know, that do it. Like, I know Charlotte, there'll be more of you, but I know Charlotte is that's like her go-to. But I've not actually, to be honest, like I say this all the time, like, I've got shamanic tools, but I never use any of them. I suppose if any, I suppose my number one tool, and I wouldn't really call it that, but I mean, although you are that, I respect you, is the sage. You know, everyone knows I'm sage daft. It's the best thing for clearing energy, especially the heavy, darker stuff. because I sometimes see people describing that wrong, and it's like sage. There's not too many things that I'm like right and wrong about, right? But this one I am. Sage is for the heavier, darker transmuting energy, and then it's nice to sort of bring in like a Florida water or like water like from different places or like rose water, anything, incense, But again, if you've not got a sage, then yeah, use the other stuff. But this is just that's kind of like always my way of doing it and the way I was taught as well. And but but yeah, so but anyway, this is what I meant. Look, what I did put beside me is my rattle. So you won't be able to hear this because it doesn't come through in the Zoom. But just trust me. Let's just. So although you would probably it did not come through at all, but you can let me know if it did. It usually doesn't though. Um, Send you that energy. And also kids is on right now. Robbie Williams and Kylie. So there could be something about kids here. So either children have been a factor in, somehow like if you've both got children, you need to like families or other people you need to cater to, or one person has, or however many, or there could be like children coming into a situation, or yeah, but I don't know, kids is on there. God, Robbie Williams looks so young there. So now use all your senses as you visualize yourself sitting at dusk by a burning fire with the Tuatha De Danann. So just close your eyes again for a moment and visualize yourself sitting by a campfire. And if you want a wee bit more of this, right, this is the kind of shamanic journey that again there's loads on the playlist that you could watch for free. But I am being guided to put it out, put the feelers out to see if any of you would be interested in a Lionsgate Portal 8-8, meaning that it would be on a Saturday night. I don't usually like to work weekends, but if enough of you are interested, I will hold a group um, paid Zoom on the 8th. So obviously that isn't far away. So let me know either in the comments or if you'd be interested, or I'll put a vote in the poll thing. I'll put a poll and you can vote, or email me and let me know. But yeah, anyway, I guide people at campfires and all that jazz. So yeah, but visualize yourself at a campfire with the Tuatha De Danann, however you acknowledge they might look, and they would like to sing with you the songs of old to tell you their story. Listen well, dear one, as you stare into the flames. Allow their tales to clear out any preconceptions that have not served you well, and to give you the answers to your questions as you journey into song and story with the ancestors, which FYI is why I tell stories and sing a lot, if you hadn't noticed. You will be permeated by the truth of all that you wish to believe in but did not dare. So that's sad. If this is about someone that wished to believe in but did not dare, it's given that kind of energy of maybe you felt you were never going to be able to escape this addiction, or your person felt that, and or however many addictions, or you felt you were never going to be able to escape the toxic ties of a connection. And the truth shall set you free as you sing your soul back home. Absolutely love it, because that is what shamans do. And again, if you're around here all the time, you would you would notice I sing a lot. So, and again, what's really funny about that is like, yeah, the singing just naturally comes into my, when I'm channeling and stuff. And but that is what shamans do. We sing the soul home. And not all shamans do sing, like I don't actually like I don't sing in my actual sessions. Unless it was coming through like on the, if it was in a session I started, yeah, like it does, I might get a song clairaudiently and stuff. But I mean, what I mean is, in like, say you went to some shamans in person, like they might actually like be singing like a beautiful kind of yeah, yeah, what I mean, like all different kind of, what I mean, like sometimes I suppose sometimes I sing like that, but it's more light language sort of singing. It's hard to explain. It comes through different for different people, but it's funny. My singing's more modern, like catching stuff on the music channel and all that. But anyway, and just remember, Shamanka was the next card, but we can't. That'll take forever to read that. But They did just make me open the book of it. So energy focused shamanism Siberia, Russia. Contemplate the power symbol, blah, blah, blah. Let me just see. Do you find it difficult to live in our world? Perhaps you feel imprisoned by office walls and find modern technology intrusive and draining. Do you find that some of the supposed benefits of today's world, such as central heating and air conditioning, adversely affect your health? No, I'd fucking like this. I've got fucking central heating here. Well, actually, I don't. I don't at this time of year because it is like an oven in here. But when it's in the winter, yeah, freezing. Feeling ill at ease with everyday life is a sign that you need to make big changes in the way you live. And again, if you resonate with feeling like that, I can help ground you back into your body because I feel you. I have to get that for myself too. Are you attracted by the thought of a life more closely tied to the land? Spend time sitting with fires, listening to whispers in the wind. This is a different card, and it's talking about fires again. Leo season fire. Honouring the elements and working with spirits in nature. You too can become a walker between worlds, find your way back to the heartlands of your ancient astrology. Oh, yes, that's great how those two cards link. Right, okay, so like I said, they're a bit longer, but I like that I've, started doing that at the start of these when I remember. I think I've remembered in all of them. Nearly forgot there, and I nearly forgot in the last one, but anyway, you can let me know. I'm interested. Oh, who's the text from? My mum. Um, right, okay, so okay, now back to this. And let's identify. So it's very quiet. See, I mean, this is why I wanted to start with this one, so that if anyone is interested in the personal ones, it's a bit busier. Because this is I'm always usually a bit too early for people because I'm aware that this is people's afternoon in like parts of different parts of the world. But 8:30 right here. Right here. It's, I found in America there's it's 8:30 right here. But yes, it's 8:30 right now. When I am. Right, okay, so what have we got? This is to identify the feminine in the connection, who can be male or female. It usually always comes through that the feminine's a female, the masculine's a male, but equally it can be same sex, or the masculine could be a female and the feminine could be a male. So just use your common sense. But just for focus, what have we got? Tell us something about the feminine energy. So the feminine energy is somebody that is very giving. And if that feels that's what you're very fair and balanced and all about equality because we pulled the 6 of coins. So it's got giving, receiving, sharing, generosity, charity. So yeah, I really do feel the feminine energies are going to resonate with this. And bear in mind this is Aquarius 11th energy. Like you could be somebody that helps the collective. So yeah, so that just makes sense because, like I said, Aquarius is the internet. So you could be like myself and you could be divine feminines that help people on the internet. Equally, you could be a divine feminine that helps somebody in your community. You could be, a shaman yourself or a healer in the community. So you don't need to be working on the internet. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I do feel you are very about fairness and balance. Right, okay. What have we got to identify the masculine energy? The masculine energy is spying, just for a change. That always comes through. New ideas, curiosity, knowledge, communication. So I do feel so. I was using this to identify who this is for. So I feel what they're saying is that's so funny. The feminine's helping people on the internet, and the masculine is watching. That's to not make that any more complicated. And then it's got the light bulb, which is very Aquarius energy. But also, I do feel there's communication coming from the masculine as well, and they see you as an empress. So fertility, beauty, nature, abundance. Oh, fertility. So that's interesting because, like I said, we had kids. It's really interesting that because I did feel that maybe the Isis one that I done for was it Sagittarius or Capricorn? Remember that's the goddess of fertility. Perhaps we did call in a few fertile situations here because usually when I pick up on kids, it usually is kids that are already that someone already has, however many, whether it's both of you or one of you or something. This feels different. This feels like I'm picking up on um like pregnancy or something, or like you've already like young children if you're in a union. I don't something like that because that's what I got when I saw kids, and now we've got the Empress, which is a bit mother energy. So yeah, fertility, beauty, nature, abundance. So yeah, this masculine is spying on their em. Now I want to put that. I could put in the title because I've only. So yeah, this masculine is spying on their empress. Like this masculine sees the feminine as their empress. So before we even do the whole story, could this be that this masculine is now clearly seeing you as their ideal partner, their empress? But because they didn't see themselves as an emperor, they didn't see you as that before. And perhaps they didn't actually see you as a fair and just person either, if they weren't seeing you that. But they're like, well, we're about to pick up in the past now. So I feel like I want a few more to identify though. Oh, wait a minute, they want me right. Okay, we're gonna right, these are, I call it the toxic deck because it's got so many dark and it's like two decks together. Oh, see, look, that's, I think we've already got her. Look, fake smiles. That was quick. But you know what I mean? That's one of the Black Widow spider energies. But we will shuffle and be fair about it. One for. Let's actually use the same cards that I used earlier, right? And see if. Oh, this is too. Wait a minute. This is too far away. I need to move this. So maybe with everything I say matters. So maybe somebody feels too far away from you, and they want to move to be close to you. Oh, everything's kicking off. Sorry, I don't know if you just saw my actual belly there when I. Nearly. I mean, it's fine. I've worked on it. It's not as much as a belly as it was before. Right. Did I get all of them there? Where is the? It was the Dirty Dancing. One of the Dirty Dancing decks. I was. Ugh. Oh, is that all of them? Even if it isn't all of them, the ones that are meant to come out will come out. Right. Got half of it. Oh, fuck off. I've just pulled 78 cards in the saddle and I've just pulled the Page of Swords again. So yeah, I mean, like, let's just, that's bigger. So this must, what are the chances that just blows my mind? What are the chances of that? And that does happen a lot around here if you're new. Page of Swords from one tarot deck, Page of Swords from it. The masculine is heavily spying on their empress. The thumbnail title options here are just going crazy in my head. So could you tell us, and I just saw the card that's about breaking free of karmic patterns, so that feels fitting with the energy. Could you tell us about the feminine? Could you give us a wee bit more of the feminine? Now, the Priestess Mystic Teacher card came out earlier. We have to put it back. Yeah, I did put it back in here. Could you tell us a bit more about the feminine, who's very fair and balanced and just and generous? You could do some kind of actual charity, but like I said, I feel it's, I feel it's like a healer, like I'm picking up on because, like, yeah, just with those keywords on that particular card, like, you know, how interesting. We need it for the thumbnail. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being integration. Right, okay. If I'm not creeping out people, if I'm not creeping people out by now, hopefully that did. So bear in mind everything I've been saying about the energy currently. Like again, yeah, it's always like code activations with absolutely everything I do in energy healing, right? Whether it's on here or definitely in personal sessions, but just basically everywhere. But in general, there's huge activations going on. There always is when we lead up to the Lionsgate portal. I've been running Lionsgate portal, distant healing, group healings, give or take, to be fair, a couple of years where I actually haven't done the group healings, but I've always done a group healing actually, and I've just come on here, so it's still a group healing because I can do that. If people don't want me to do the paid Zoom, I can just do it on here because I'm on Zoom doing this. Do you know what I mean? And I can just do, more advanced healings in public if you want that. But energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. But notice I was saying I feel like I'm picking up on feminines that are healers like myself. So in whatever healing modality, so you could be like myself, and like I said, you are, helping because it said charity. I mean, again, I do a lot of work for free. I do a lot, I do not a lot actually, but I do paid work too. But I do most of my work is free stuff. But it's kind of like, but I've explained before that is because I've got Neptune and Capricorn, and that is very much about working for, doing God's work, and it comes back to me in different ways. And, but it's kind of like there's huge energetic upgrades going on for the feminine, but I also feel you are somebody that helps people with this. So again, I could see how this could actually, you could be a coach, like you help people jump to a higher timeline, like myself. Well, that's how I describe it, but well, maybe like I said, maybe how do I know? Maybe I am. Aquarius is all that galactic energy. So maybe my galactic shaman self is reaching somebody that does similar. Like you talk like this too in your own, way. In your own way, because again, we don't like copycat energy. Again, with me saying that, there could be a copycat in this. The fake smiles could be like a copycat energy. But yeah, love it. So, like I said, whether you're the parent, somebody that helps somebody with awakening, and your masculine is spying on you doing that, or you're actually, I feel they're saying your masculine is watching and you've helped them awaken, or you could be awakening yourself. Do you know what I mean? So, hello, gorgeous. Claire definitely gives so much of herself to us. Thank you very much, Heather. And thank you. I got that for you earlier, so I will do that in the next live stream. And sorry, Michelle, I don't think I read this. Good, thanks. Waiting to pick up my daughter from her football trip. Oh, love it, love it. My niece was showing interest in doing rugby. Um, well, I hope you're not driving if you're watching me in your car because I do put people in a bit of a meditative state. But right, okay, so love it. Love that that's the and I do want to put that there. So wait a minute though. Yeah, so actually I've already got like look, I feel if you're this is really specific, but you never know how many people it's going to resonate with. I feel if it's that part of the story, you could be a feminine that is a healer that the masculine has access to like what you do, whether it's online or in person. But I feel we're talking about because Aquarius is internet. I know how my guys work with that. I feel it's that, and I feel you're actually helping them with an addiction, or I'd say you have in the past, and they're free of it, but they're still healing. Some people it could still be going on, but because of the intention that I set, kiss is on too, Holly Valance, and I feel it's like it's kind of like what's that saying again? Enough. It's kind of I can't remember. There's different sort of sayings, but it's like that vibe of like they've had enough of watching, and like they want they want to kiss. You know what I mean? But it's and probably the rest of it. But yeah, I really do feel it's like the healing energy of the feminine has helped the masculine escape an addiction. Um. Oh wait a minute, I was doing that for the thumbnail, but I'm sure we'll get more. But I feel they're saying as well the feminine has helped the masculine awaken. Oh, it's not in the shot. It's nowhere near in the shot. Canel. Oh God. Come on, please make that be in. It's just so funny when I'm not even. And then my eyes go all over the shot. Anyway, right, that's fine. Right, so um okay, now tell us a wee bit more about the masculine. I've already forgot. Right, so well, actually, sorry, that is banter. The only thing they've told us about the masculine is that they're in full plural mode. They're spying heavily because they got the same card from 78 to oh, there it is again though. Look, I just saw it. Well, it didn't come. I just saw there it is. Look, even they've got it too. The awakening card, and also the golden children. Children again. Inner child tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Yeah, again, like this is really strongly coming through, and I can see that because of the North Node going into Aquarius, and I'm picking up on future energy here. there's definitely some people that resonate with this. If you're still of childbearing age, if you're still, and don't, it's like, don't be like what Becca was doing on that live stream, be like, oh, I think it's over me. It's basically, it's not for everyone, but it's, what I'm meaning is, if you want it and both people want it, this is what I'm feeling. I'm picking up on very rare, all children are special, but I'm picking up on, like, I'm getting the stuff, the film The Golden Child, where the child's like a little healer and like everyone's trying to get at the child because it's got this healing ability. So it's like either that's the kind of healing energy that like want to use, or both of you have, or that, like you said, a child that is going to come into work, because they're pulling me a little girl on that card up there too. It could be that someone's already got a child like this, but I'm feeling more like this is a child that isn't here yet. Sustainability, slow down, tend your garden. The masculine is going through an awakening, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And again, look, the ever unfolding rose. So that to me is Mary Magdalene energy. This masculine again is awakening to their empress. Yeah. So again, that's what we got from the other cards. So now I'm going to shuffle these because the sign card just like fell. I don't know how it came off. I think it was the first one that got stuck to my hand. Coca's Miracle just came on when I said that. Yeah, there's a bit of miraculous vibes going on in this. Ten of Wands, yeah, again. So the cracked open, it's happening for you. They've had enough. The Ten of Wands is when you've got to fucking drop everything because you're like, I've just done it, burnt out. I feel this masculine's burnt out. Having just healed from an addiction or currently healing from it, but we're going with heal from it. And oh, it's in reverse, but we got it. Dirty Dancing card. Although it was in reverse, I think it's burdened because you're not in the union. Oh no, I shuffled the spine one back in. We need it. And look, so there's the addiction, the devil. So you see, this could be someone caught up with like people that have kept them in that energy. Because we don't know what the addiction is, you see. It could be anything, mixtures of things. Right. What am I looking for? Page of Swords. I just saw an Empress in reverse as well. Star in reverse is all not good energy. There it is. Right, okay, yeah, and then look, they're together again. Look, this person is watching and they're dropping the burdens because they want you, basically, if this is you, or you want some. So, watching. Oh no, where is it? Oh, fucking hell. The search for that card. Did I put it back? Yeah, look, priestess, that's kind of energy I'm picking up on for the feminine. How are you being called to step up and lead? But look, there's that energy from earlier today. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration, time. A new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Right, awakening. There we go. So, there's a bit much going on here. I bet you I'm going to get a card I want out of that deck too, but I'll put it in there actually because I feel like I might get another card that I want out of this one, because although it's got toxic cards in it, it does always it brings the tea, but it brings a lot of, I don't know the word to use, but it's like, I don't know, they're very straight to the point. Like, I've got to be in the mood for these cards, so it's heavy. It must be heavy karmic energy someone's dealt with here. Dark ones. Right, okay, so we've got the energy of who's going to resonate with this. Now this is we're going to ask about the past, remember, because this is all, I want the energy to go more to the future, but we don't always get what we want. Right. So the past energy, what kept the feminine in a stuck karmic pattern, repeating pattern, or stuck in your south node. This could pick up on the masculine's feminine energy too. We'll just see what comes out. So, and I'm burping, clearing the heavy energy. Oh, well, whatever kept you stuck before, you're not stuck now. I love it when I ask about the feminine energy and she comes out. You are that bitch in the most complimentary meaning of that saying. You are that bee. Stepping into power, praised, coming up in the spotlight. Already, I'm getting a bit of vibe for this. If this is in the past, and I'm saying you work on the internet and you're a healer, and that's why would that be a problem? But that would be a problem if you get attention and people are jealous. And I can see why I'm picking up on that because Leo season is about shining bright and being in the spotlight. But what comes with that is you irritate people's demons. Again, I know it's really overused that term, but there is a card that says it in this. But you know what I mean? So that makes sense why I keep going on about the darkness coming to light and transmuting energy. And you know, so in the past you stepped into your power. And that can actually simply be, you see, even if the bits don't resonate about the internet, but I think that's who this is going to be for. It's like you just own it, you know, you are who you are, and people can like it or lump it, and that kind of confidence can trigger people too. So fuck, we need that. Oh no, I didn't put them back. Yeah, see, that's why. See what I mean? That I think that needs to go in the thumbnail too, because the masculine's watching their empress. Oh fuck, what's that? Ah, getting read. Sorry, this is creeping me out a bit. Oh yeah, the masculine's watching their feminine, who actually, I know it says getting readings, but the masculine could be getting readings that the feminine is given. Like they could be a healer and this is this isn't mine, guys. Okay, like it's we can all resonate with bits of it. Like there's lots of divine feminines are healers on the internet. Like you know what I mean, that is a thing. But that's Twinflame with Twinflame, right? Okay. But it's kind of like, but yeah, or they could have just got a reading from someone. Now, in one of my other decks, it says I've got a tarot reading on you. Okay, so, but let's get a wee bit more about that. But I was still asking about the feminine though. So, you know, you could have just recently got a reading from someone as well, you know, whether it is like, you know, a few cards or a bit of healing like what I do on lives and stuff, or whether it's in memberships, or whether it's like that you know, you paid for like an unlisted or a Zoom, like things that I offer, you know what I mean? It's if you think about that, in the past you also could have got a reading on your soul path, your career, because it was Queen Rising and the getting readings. But also Reach has just come on S Club 7. Reach for the stars, climb every mountain high and reach. Sorry, love it. Twin Flames. Again, must stress, this is not mine. This isn't mine, is it? I always say that, like, you know, I mean, I said it out loud that this is someone's in the future. This is, anyway. So, yeah, Twin Flames. So again, homing down really specific. You could be somebody that helps Twin Flames. Or that could simply mean you were getting a reading on your Twin Flame journey. That really makes sense for a lot more people. But there are, like I said, there are lots of divine feminines that help people with Twin Flame. But you've got to be careful because some people are full of shit. There's also lots of genuine people. We need that for the thumbnail too. See what I mean about this deck being good for the thumbnail? Right, okay, so that's about the feminine. So in the past, the feminine was getting readings on Twin Flames. This is not a revelation. I think all Twin Flames have been there. All the ones that we got first. You probably were stuck in a cycle of, I just need to keep finding it. And then you get to the point where you're like, no, this is unhealthy. You know what I mean? And like what I say all the time too is as much as it is great to hear nice things about your journey. It's you've got to take it with a pinch of salt because like timing, is just like crazy with this stuff. Like you just don't know when it's going to happen. So don't wait around, sit around and be like, oh, they said it was going to happen in 6 months. No, you don't know. Even when I've set the intention for this, like let's hear something about the future before the year's out. Right, okay, so the masculine in the past. Do you know what I'm going to do? Right, this is getting a bit complicated, but before I'm going to put, I want to see if the same things come out, but this is like too many cards. For sake. Actually, here's another spin on it. They could be addicted to you. Might as well face it, you're addicted to, and then be fighting it. Like, you know what I mean? So it doesn't always need to be, but it's all the different ways it can go. This is too many cards, isn't it? Because that is very Plutonian. That is very this full moon conjunct Pluto. Because Pluto is obsession, which is why I am obsessed with my work. Obsessed with astrology. That's what my chart says. But you see how I make it my work? Wait a minute, wait a minute. These need to come over here a bit, don't they? Nah, this is too many cards. This is too many. That's too many. Fucking fuck. Sorry, I'm getting all hot and bothered here. Oh, wait a minute. That's why didn't I do that in the first place? That's a lot better. Look, the masculine is watching their empress, their queen rising, their twin flame, they're awakening, the feminine's helping the masculine awaken, and they're addicted to the thought of the dirty dancing moment, and they're watching. That could also be like watching in their mind, like watching, like manifesting this happening. Right. Yeah. Stay still, clear. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think we got it. Right. Doesn't matter how fucking good the next cards are. I can't go doing that again, right? We can't go fucking searching. They're going to be good, aren't they? Right. So tell me about the masculine in the pat. Oh, God. Okay. Look, they're keeping track of you. GPS. That's usually karmic energies. But yeah, I just think they're saying they're. Sorry, this is absolute banter. Two-page of swords, and they're watching. They're keeping track of every. They're keeping track of you. So I don't know how they're keeping track of you, but they're keeping track. They're keeping track of you because they're under pressure, anxiety, decision, time's running out. So remember, this is the past energy, which the past could be an hour ago, yesterday, whatever. The masculine feels like, time's running out. They need to make a decision. They feel under pressure. They're watching you. They're tracking your every move. Fuck me, this is a bit much. Right. And shady. Oh dear. But in the past they were shady. So maybe they were shady because they've been watching you that closely, but making out they weren't to other people or even to you. You know what I mean? Blocked spam calls, text. Now, what do I always say? The divine feminines don't block the masculines literally, like on phones. You can block them energetically if you've had enough, kind of thing. But it's like, yeah, I feel this person blocked you. Now, you see, this kind of makes sense. This person could have blocked you. Like, I can kind of understand. Like, if somebody was freaked out by how addicted they were or even obsessed, because that is an element of the twin flame journey, they could have tried to block you in some, you know what I mean? Like say you're on the internet or something, they could put hide, hide, hide. I mean, I do that. Like I don't the videos I hide, or I hide things in my timeline that are like going to give me nightmares, or just like just because I can talk about like detective, because I'm like a shamanic psychic detective. I was getting shown a lot of them last night, like ones where it's like, you know, murder mysteries and that. And I'm like, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want that in my time. Like, so you know what I mean? It's like, but I feel this Mashling could have done something like that. They could have like tuned in for a while and then like, you know, pulled back, or it's that they actually blocked you like on their phone. It's that's kind of like living a bit of a double life or something, like, you know what I mean? It's quite strange the message I'm getting, but I'm here for it. It's a bit different. Bit different, but a bit samey. Moving on, thank you. Next. Yes, yes. Remember, there's all the past energy. Somebody could have moved on. Thank you. Next. You're not important to me. Could have even ghosted you, blocked you, but spied heavily and awakened from whatever you're doing. Anything else? It just took a it just took a very dark turn. Now, I don't think that this is the masculine doing that, although kind of, you know, I could see how it could be. Cyber bully. Remember, Aquarius is the internet. You're being bullied online, or they have suffered from it. So, being serious for a minute here, it was just kind of funny to make it. Either if a feminine's on the internet and a masculine spies heavily, but makes out that they've moved on, thank you, next. So I don't know what the fuck it is they're doing. It's a bit weird. Cyber bully is a bit harsh, but you know what I mean? It could be somebody that's like, you know, kind of, fuck, I don't know what the hell that is, or I didn't even know they were doing that. You know what I mean? And it's not true. Um, or it could be that the masculine has like suffered from like, you know, what do you call it? Like, well, people, yeah, people talking shit about you, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, when people get into Facebook fights and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, that could be a karmic energy stalking a masculine. So, is this one of the, because are we picking up on online stuff? Because it's like a masculine stalking a feminine. I didn't mean to say stalking, but that's what came out. Like, a masculine's watching, stalking, obsessed with a feminine, and then a karmic energy is watching what they're watching. Now, is the karmic energy, I'm wanting to pick up on future energy. I don't want any of this shit that's, yeah, I think it's past. Look, legal matters. We did pick up on something like that at the start, or was that the one earlier? Oh no, the one earlier had injustice in reverse. And I did say I felt something legal was behind someone or an injustice, whether it was literal or not. Because sometimes it's just like energetically karmic justice. Because if you're new around here, I pick up on things like legal things and karmic justice because my guides are Lady Portia and Saint Germain, who's all about things like that. Divorce, property, criminal paternity, child support, traffic ticket. Now that's a lot of specific stuff that's on that. Like, so it could be any of this. That like some that, you know, so, that, yeah, I do think that because it was cyberbully and then that's come out. I feel it's like something's turned nasty with an ex or something. Not happy. Oh my god, and there she is. So this is moving on. Like, I think this is a jealous ex. I think that's why I kept. Now remember, I'm saying jealous ex because I'm saying I want to pick up on, you know, at some point throughout the rest of this year, before the year is like, you know, before 2007. But at some point, this could, like, somebody could have been in the relationship and like caught somebody spying on somebody. I don't know, or like, I mean, you know, memories. Yeah, that's the vibe I was getting. Like, you know, someone's stuck in the memories of their empress. Maybe stuck in an unhappy marriage or an unhappy relationship. And it was toxic because of all the spiders that I saw. Look, too busy winning. Now somebody's went through an ego death. Maybe with the situation that I've just put secret accounts and feelings. Yeah, look at this. Look, and someone's holding the phone. Like, so sorry, I keep laughing, but I'm like, this is the kind of shit. I don't like picking up on it, but I can see like like how this is entertaining. You know what I mean? Well, just push aside my own feelings about this. But yeah, talking of feelings, look, feelings and secrets accounts. But I feel this is like, I feel like someone's partner's caught them, like, you know, in the fucking John having a wee look at something. on the internet, and I don't think it's like PORN. You know what I mean? I think it's like someone's like, you've got feelings for that person or something. Do you know what I mean? Or I don't know, broadcast. What's that about? Ego, jackpot, wish in reverse. Whoever the karmic partner was, they were after this person's money. They've left them rinsed, not a lot of money, and it wasn't a wish fulfillment. They're into you, they're hooked. See, you think I'm joking when I'm saying this. They are obsessed. Look, hooked into you. What else does that say? Good chemistry, great vibes, positive, and they're going to be kissing ass. So there's an apology coming. Again, can I just stress, I wouldn't use the term kissing ass, but it's quite funny. That is funny. So ain't shit. But again, I'm like, we're going to need to move on from these. I do, it gets a bit addictive using this deck. Ain't shit, not a nice term, but I normally I'm like, I think that's about like, you know, the karmic energy ain't shit. I don't think it is that. I think this person has made out you ain't shit to them. Like you mean nothing to them. Like I'm saying, it feels double life-ish because it feels like someone's not been it like living a bit like, you know what I mean, like feeling one way but claiming something else. Ain't shit came out again out of two massive decks. Too busy winning. Yeah, like that's my ego card. Like someone was very, very in their ego. They've had an ego death now, but I feel they could have. Sorry, I keep laughing thinking about that subject. Like I feel they could have like really like not been very nice. Let you know, bad news, and then look, bad karma comes that person's way because when you live out of alignment, you know, if you're especially lying, you know, but also what right? What was the bad news? Impersonator. I did say there was copycat energy in this. Now, impersonator wants to be you, acts like you, dresses like you, looks like you, copies you. The first hit I got was like the masculine has a friend that's copying them or jealous of them in some way. But then what I got instantly after when I thought about it, because I was going to say, oh, usually it's like, you know, the bad news is the masculine could have got caught up with a copycat because bad news and then that like bad news you've been catfished. Do you know what I mean? Ghosted, off and on, hot and cold, detached. Yeah, I do like. So we're going to leave it there, but it's like I feel this masculine ghosted their empress for like a fraud at some point, and they feel like a jackass. Like they fell for like bad habits. It could have been a lot to do with like drugs, drink. Oh my god, addictions. That's what I said at the start. Look, drugs, addictions, toxicity. So we might have some specifics on the actual addictions. It doesn't mean that look not happy, and now that person's not happy because it's all sort of fell apart. But they were just a karmic lesson, and actually they were oh my god, and they were obsessed with the masculine, and they're kissing ass. I don't know what this is, but look, they and it gets worse by the way, kissing ass. So this is getting a bit complicated, right? But whoever that is, exactly what I said at the start, because they're just speaking through me. Somebody got somebody caught up in a really shitty time in their life, whatever it is, you know, drugs can just be simply alcohol, alcohol's a drug, but whatever else, they feel like a jackass, right? It was a karmic lesson. The karmic lesson was hooked and they're kissing ass with the masculine, but look what was behind that. And this is, look, obsessive lover. That's the karmic energy. So whether this is someone that someone spent a long time with or it was here for a good time, not a long time, and they got unhealthily obsessed, dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessive, karmic. So if this person got in a relationship with this person, they were very obsessed, very karmic, and it's been to show the masculine this is not your empress. This is not how a divine feminine behaves. This is not an empress. This is control. They are a stalker. Oh, what did I say? It's either proposals or toxic karmic. That's what I pick up on in Aquarius. Stalking, watching, obsessed. And whoever that person is that they were involved with, they are still stalking them. Karma, drama, endings, loss, mental breakdown. I think it's time to put these cards away. So that's what's went down in the past, guys. Kind of dark. Um, Anyone resonating so far? I hope not. Right, so what's the North Node present focus? Tell me, masculine, what is going through your head and your heart, your conscious mind, whether this is how you're feeling right now, or remember, we're putting out there this is going to happen at some point before the year is out. Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way is on. I am in so much pain. Hell, I could see that. Do you even see me that way? It was in reverse. The masculine's not really sure how you look at them, or, I am in so much pain. This person's in a lot of pain over getting involved with somebody very toxic at some point. I hope you'll wait for me. And I feel that's about like if say if we're talking if this addiction's like went really bad into like I don't know drugs or drink or something, this person's had to go to rehab or and even if it's not like actual rehab, that like just sort of pull themselves away from the groups of people that you just wouldn't be able to escape. Because I keep being drawn to the fact that I kept seeing the spiders, which is like Black Widow energy, and you can't escape a Black Widow. You know what I mean? They eat you. So in the terms of when it's a toxic karmic energy, it's like it's just very hard to get away from them. And that's remember the toxic ties card was the one at the start, the very start, like that I found before even this. So I could see why you see what I mean. I could see why they gave me all those cards. And remember, it was I know we're twin flames. So this person knows your twin flames because they've experienced what is not their twin flame, and that could have been through several different karmic partners. And now they want to be your hero. I could be a hero, baby. That came through another one. One cup, and again they're in love. That's Ace of Cups. Like, and also that is actually birth, new beginnings. Yeah, that can be babies and stuff. So it's like I feel this is somebody that's like had a real awakening, and it's changing their whole perspective. This just feels like somebody that was. It's like I'm getting this feeling of like I've made my decision. That's it. I've turned my back on my twin flame. Might not have known that's who you were, but I feel like they were. On that advert, it had rat on a poster. So again, not terminology I would use, but I feel that's the masculine thought about a karmic energy. It's like, that is actually, I really don't like that, but that's what I saw. It's like, someone's been like a rat or a snake or and then they change their mind. I'm too afraid to talk to you. But that was in reverse. So again, this person could have been very afraid to talk to you because again, the vibe we're getting here is I don't know how it's went sour, but it's like again, it's a separation. It always is with twin flames. Um, more or less. I know there might be some of you that are still in contact, but I'm always a bit thingy about that because I'm like, you have to be apart from your twin flame for a significant amount of time for it to be the real journey. You know what I mean? Not always. Every time I say that, I can think I know some twin flames that are married, but then they've went on a bit of a different journey of self love. They've always, trust me, they get different shit on their plate. But besides those kind of rare exceptions, I'm too afraid to talk to you. But it's in reverse. This person has built the courage up to talk to you. Well, yeah, because we're asking about the future. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? But they're afraid. Um, Now, just asking it, there is someone else. Did I pull that in reverse? Yeah, if I asked you to stay, would you leave? I feel this person's like worried that there's someone else, like someone's competing for you or something, or that's going to happen at some point. And if you remember, because it had anxiety, time running out, decision, and again, I think it's got a lot to do with how the vibe this person's put across is very cold, detached, not friendly. It's like a shadow of Aquarius energy. When you do matter, you hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. Right, that's enough of these cards. But what I'm getting from this is someone's been like traumatized in a lot of their own pain, very confused, and they've put out a very toxic message to you, like they've sent out this kind of energy by literally blocking you. If you've spoke, I don't think the communication's been nice. Um, they've basically made it seem like they don't want anything to do with you when you do matter. And again, it's come from their own kind of pain. And again, if someone's caught up in addictions and that, it's not going to be the best of mindsets and frame of mind. And so this will make sense to you if it's you or if it's your person, or if it doesn't make sense, it's not yours. But one more from here, and this is kind of passing. Will you choose me? Will you choose me after all of that? Like, you know what I mean? This is, sorry to laugh, but it's like when I'm tuning into the energy and I'm feeling it, it's kind of like they're kind of like, I don't know if I would choose me if somebody treated me like that. I hope you wait for me. It's in reverse. Yeah, this person's like, I feel this is somebody that's put the addiction behind them, whatever it was. Or like I said, it could have been a codependent, like toxic, well, copycat is coming through in this, and I did say it before the card came out. But it's like, I don't know if you're going to choose me after all of that. The song She's So Lovely's on, and something tells me that ain't about the karmic energy. I think that's about the feminine. Like, it's like this person's thinking, oh my God, my Empress is so lovely. And I've chose this like toxic bird, and it's like, what have I done? You know what I mean? It's, oh dear. Okay, so that was what the masculine was wanting to say to get out of their comfort zone. Right. The feminine. Oh, let's use my cards. And I know you're thinking they're all your cards, Claire. What are you talking about? I mean the ones that I actually wrote. Maybe one day I will make them into an actual deck. Right, okay, so I did see the mum says hang up card. It does like pop out a lot, but we'll see. Right. There's enough shit going on this. Please, what's that card? Please don't worry, baby. Everything's working out. Take your time to heal. Holy shit, that makes a lot of sense of what's come through. So the feminine getting out of your comfort zone, you have somehow understood that this person has an addiction of some sort or several. Whether you know what it is or not, you must have a good sense. Like, and so even like I'm getting the kind of feeling of like, even if you don't know whether this person's in a relationship or not, in a marriage or not, like single or not, I mean, is that all the same thing, or like you feel you've got an addiction, it's kind of like whatever it is, you've got a good sense of it. And I think you'll find out when you talk to them, like you've got it right. Like you're not too far off the mark. Some of it might not be it, but that's kind of what I'm tuning into here. Because that's with that card, it's like, please don't worry, baby. I really want to put that on, but it's like, take your time to heal. It's kind of like, it is an endearing kind of thing that you would say to somebody like, it's I've got your back. Like, just take your time. I'd rather you get yourself in the best place for you than rush, to do this. So it's like at some point but if that's to be, that's uncomfortable for the feminine because the feminine's like, I just want you here now, damn it. Do you know what I mean? But it's like I feel you've had a good set. What it reminds me of, and I'm sure I always say this. I don't know if I always say it in Aquarius, but I always say it somewhere. It reminds me of one Christmas. It's not last Christmas. It might have been the one before. It could have even been a few Christmases ago. But I remember I caught, I think that was the first time I ever saw it, and it's one of my favourites now. But a good person, um, if my guides were really on the ball, they would have showed me that film or put on one of those songs, and I would have knew it was about addiction because that's my sign for it. Because the whole film's about addiction, but it's also very twin flamey. Um, but anyway, the point of me saying that is whatever Christmas it was when I caught that, I knew I was like I knew that there was a whole wave of masculines that it just wasn't the right time. Like I just feel that. Oh my God, out of reach, da da da. You never had. And Gabrielle out of reach just came on. I said that, you know what I mean. But that's what I'm trying to get across here. I knew it wasn't going to happen for a lot of people. Like I knew that wasn't going to be a very happy Christmas of twin flame reunions. Like, and I mean, I knew that for myself too. It's like You know, like I just knew. I thought I don't know why, but this is not like, you know. I mean, to be honest, Christmas is anyway. I don't. Yeah, put that right out your fucking head. You're gonna have like the worst Christmas ever. But you know what I mean? It's like I really knew that year though. I was like, so it's, you know what I mean? It's just basically there's obstacles and blockages and it's not the right time. That's basically what I'm getting. So it's like I feel in the past the feminines, although it's been uncomfortable, you've really felt this masculine, the work that they have to do on themselves, and that you know, and it's what I mean by that is like, you know, let's face it, people don't need to do work on themselves, but that's why I would say it's different with twin flames. Like your twin flame might look like they're not doing the work for year upon year upon year, and then something like a spontaneous awakening, like the energy around now, happens, and they do start doing it, and you might not know exactly when that catalyst for change happens, and you actually probably are the catalyst for change, whether you know it or not. Um, so that's why you should be open minded. Aquarius is about being open minded, but yeah, this feminine has had a sense of that, right? We try, we trigger each other. That will ease up when we communicate effectively. Oh my god! I mean, hello, T. Yeah, like that's you know, I've picked up on that from the cards already. You really trigger each other. I don't think it's been yeah. Oh look, I just said that. I've always got your back, and I'm proud of you. But this is quite. I can't make up my mind about this one, so we're just going to keep talking and seeing what comes out. This is complex because, I mean, this is given Plutonian, but like quite toxic, almost seeming like a karmic relationship, if I'm honest. But it isn't. It's twin flames, so that's, you know, I always say that Scorpio Pluto energy can get, you know, it's very intense love, but you could be quite nasty about each other. You know, like either I feel it's, I'm not picking the fit. I'm picking up the masculines being not, I don't know, they've put across differently than how they actually feel, which is what a lot of masculines do. Some really go in, not all, but some do. And I think this one went in at some point when they were in their ego. And now they're like, will you choose me? No, I don't think they will. It's like they're answering their own question before they so it's quite funny. But it's like the feminine can handle it. That's what I'm getting here. And that is my sense in it. Like, you know, I say all the time, I don't want to go to your my dynamic here, but I've definitely, if my one hasn't spoke shit at me at some point, I'm like, then I will say sorry and I'll be like, wow, like I'm really proud of that. But I'm like, I'm proud of him anyway, but he definitely will. Like 100%. Like when he hasn't gone and stuff. And it's like, look, it's not a nice feeling, but I don't care. Like I don't care. Because when you awaken and fine. You know what I mean? But not everyone could handle that. So I do believe you're given, you know, the twin flame you're matched with is who it is your match. But it does not mean it's always fun. Right, far from it. Right, okay. So what does now let's see. But it's something like that. It's quite interesting. It's like the feminine can handle the masculine's ego. That's a good way to put it, actually. And that is true because, like I said, once the masculine is out of ego, you know, you both do it to each other. Like if the feminine's too much in their ego, the masculine will, you know, balance your ego out to it. So, you know, you're balancing the energy, but it's more so the masculine comes through. They're really in their ego. Like I said, in this case, it might not even be very nice or speaking very nice about you, or to you. Usually it'd be about you, but and I'm making that distinction actually because that's how you know it's not a karmic relationship when someone's being directly really horrible at you all the time and, you know, love bombing you and all about you, and then away 2 weeks and back 2 weeks later, and oh, I love you, baby, I'll do this or that. That's karmic. That's a karmic relationship, and that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. That's not what I'm picking up on here. Someone, while they've been away from you, might have given the impression, oh yeah, you know, they ain't shit. That ain't well. That's a bit nasty, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, but they might have. But you know what I mean. That, you know, connection ain't shit. You know, it was casual, whatever, blah blah blah, and it wasn't really the whole truth. But again, it could have been that person's truth at the time, and then now the deeper truth has arisen in them, you know. Or it might not have been the truth at all. They knew they were talking shit, and it was just, you know. But um, but yeah, okay. So let's. I feel like I need more for. Yeah, let's go with this deck. This has got a mixed bag in it again. But what's another thing to get out of the comfort zone? heartbroken, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving, despair, breakup. Yes. That's why it was very difficult for the feminine to be like, if you, I'm feeling the healing you need to get done, whether I know exactly what it is or not, because you're not going to always know exactly what it is. Although when it's your own twin flame, you'd be surprised. You can really feel into it, and you might not find out for years later what you were feeling, whether you were right or wrong. But like I'm saying, a lot of people get it right. Um, the feminine was heartbroken, but you've felt for some, you know what I mean. I'm not going to chase after this person. I'm not going to text them, call them, any of that, because I feel, they need to be away from me. We need to be away from each other. It's reminding me of an after when they have to spend the time apart. They're both totally in love with each other, but it is an addiction and it's not healthy. And then when they get back together again, they're stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. Yeah, and actually that does happen there too. So yeah. And actually they do, I mean, spoiler alert with all this, and yeah, she does get up the duff, and I did feel there's a pregnancy here as well. And again, usually when I pick up on pregnancy, it's people trapping people with pregnancy, it's karmic energies. And oh my god, if that's the case in this one as well, that's a bit anyway, there's something. So higher commit, oh my god, I've just realised something. There's the proposal. It's because I'm used to that other proposal. I'll use that deck. But look, higher commitment, eternity, partnership, union, completion. Keep in mind, I'm asking about what would help people get out of their comfort zone. Feminine, stay out of the heartbreak energy, get into the excitement energy. Masculine, they're out of their comfort zone is the Juno conjunct the Pluto right now, higher commitment energy. Higher commitment, eternity, partnership, union, completion. Whether that is a literal engagement or it's just, sorry, I just burped. Or just being out of my comfort zone would be being open to this union. That's what's coming through. But on the back, we've got the golden mirror, narcissist, love bombing, self-absorbed, one-sided. Sorry, the guides and God are really coming in to back me up here because I'm just the messenger. So I did say love bombing a minute ago, and now this card has come out to back me up, right? But what did I just say? That's not twin flames, right? Now, yes, people can sometimes display qualities that are questionable that some people could be like, oh, that is how a narcissist behaves, all that kind of stuff. But when that card appears, I feel that's now talking about some kind of karmic energy. A love bomber, a narcissist. So I feel it. Let's just skip the bits I do. I'm going to just do this. Tell me a karmic lesson the masculines need to release. I want to see if that one of the, yeah, look, heartbroken. So look, at some point the feminine was heartbroken over the separation, but the masculine's been heartbroken by a karmic energy that they've broke up with, breakup. So like I said, whether it's a breakup from somebody where there's not been a marriage or it's a marriage, the masculine's been involved with a narcissist, a love bomber, somebody that was like, oh, I love you, take me back, I won't do it again. They do the same again, whatever, male, female, whoever you're. But partying, yep, again, that's the kind of like dating part. This could have started out like, meet someone at a party casually and it moves too fast. Yep, they were after the money, already said that. Love call and mask, yeah. So look, no call came in and masks were worn. Right, so that was me asking about, wait a minute, that was me asking about karmic energy. So I don't get lost, let's now ask the feminine about the feminine. Right. What's a karmic lesson that needs to be like clown? Appearances, humiliation, feeling ashamed. Right. So this is something that a karmic lesson that the feminine needs to release, or you've released, because I'm asking about the future stuff, is, don't feel stupid. Don't feel like humiliated. Because in truth, what I'm feeling here is it's the masculine that feels humiliated. Whoever they've got involved with, we've already seen they're a stalker, they're upset. All these words I wouldn't use, you know what I mean? But it's like they're stalking, they're obsessed, they're not happy. It feels like somebody that's not let somebody go very easily. It feels like at some point there's been a very awkward moment where somebody could have caught somebody looking at the feminine on the phone. I'm getting clear. I mean, honestly, I'm getting all kinds of feelings like that because Aquarius is the internet. It's not, but whatever this is, it wasn't healthy. It's very controlling. Um, but yeah, but mind games taking advantage, playing with string along. You see what I mean? But this is what I'm saying. The karmic lesson for the feminine is let go of the heartbreak, let go of the feeling humiliated, and let go of feeling like this person was playing mind games with you. In truth, do I feel that this person was 100%? I do. I feel there's been mind games played. I feel this was this person's own pain. Something to do with if I pick up this deck and that guy comes out face palming, it's like, it's I'm gonna get you before you get me. That's what it's given. And it's one of them, you were never gonna get them. You were never gonna do something like that to them. And they know that now. But I feel that's the mindset that they were in. And then again, unfortunately, the irony is I think whoever it is that they've had this toxic connection with has, done something like that. Yeah, they've lied, they've cheated, it's yeah. Because remember, I was asking, if that I was asking about that card with the guy going like that, but it's like something wasn't the truth. Inner clarity, rethink, clouded judgment, clouded thinking, not being healed in certain areas has made this person. Oh my God! Remember at the start, they did the wrong contact in. They couldn't see. Yeah, look, they got caught up in a karmic cycle with someone, or like just with toxic people after toxic people. Closure, shortcut, stagnation, permanence. It's like a karmic cycle they were stuck in. Self doubt, low energy, raw emotion. Yeah, low energy, lower timeline. Therefore, you attract people in the lower world with addictions and stuck energy, toxicity, blah 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 blah. We get it, right? So now we're going to jump back with my questions and go to the subconscious energy. So the subconscious energy, something that's whirling about for the feminine. I forgive you for whatever you feel I won't understand. All I want is for us to be together and forget the past. I don't know about you, but I feel that makes perfect sense of what's come through. In your dream time, in the astral, the things you're daydreaming about, fantasizing, I feel you're just kind of like, if you're the feminine, I feel you're like, whatever the fuck it is, can we not just talk about it? Like stuff about the past, whatever it is that's going on in your life now or in the past, I don't know about, whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about, you don't need to talk about, can we not just move past this and forget the past? Like that's what's going on for the feminine. Is there anything else? Could specifically be at this full moon, but this can be whenever. We talk so much telepathically, it will feel so natural when you're really here. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. That's so cool. I was feeling it. It's like a frustration of like, look, we're talking to each other all the time telepathically. Like, I'm fucking sick of this. Can you not just talk to me? I mean, it's kind of it's giving. Is it not time yet? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So subconsciously for the masculine, so this might not have risen to the surface, or it may have now, or on a full moon, because the full moon does that, and it's the full moon now. I still love you more than you will ever know. That wee card encompasses a lot of this, doesn't it? Because at some point you might not have known, because this person was uh acting like a dick. Like, that's really, honestly, that does feel like it's coming through. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I shuffle that deck and it says, I'm a fool, and I'll change it to, I'm a dick. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, I still love you more than you'll ever know, but you might not know because I acted like I hated you. it's, kind sorry. it's kind of, it's kind of giving a bit toxic. Right, what else? I'm a, oh my God. Sorry, look what I've been saying. I'm healing, but it's a work in progress. I love this deck, and I don't know where I don't know where half of it is. I'm not using it enough. I've had it for years. Yeah, they are. They're healing and they're a work in progress. But what I can feel this person is saying to themselves is, time's running out. Like I'm healing, I'm a work in progress. I don't feel like I'm healed, but I feel like I have to go and talk to my feminine. Um, and like from what I've been picking up on all these different lives, and from what I'm picking up on with this as well, like that is the case with the North Node going into Aquarius, shaking things up and changing everything. You don't need to be perfect to be in a twin flame dynamic. Definitely not to speak to your twin flame again, Because just because you're speaking your twin flame, that's not, oh yeah, union. It's not like, fucking, we're getting married, we're doing this, we're doing that. It's kind of like it's a conversation. So it's kind of like, that's something to keep in mind. Um, Sorry, this is going so deep here, and there's too much flying at me here. This is how overwhelmed the Marcelin's getting. Nobody knows it, but you got a secret smile and you use it. Oh, little me. But let's unpack that, okay? That song's on right now. June. It's on what film is that from my childhood? Oh my god, is that one? Is that the one from Friends with Benefits? It is, isn't it? Oh no. Closing time. One last night. See, I mean that could be about alcoholism. But what's secret smiling? The secret smile not in anything. But anyway, that's the what. What I was getting from that is nobody knows it, but you got a secret. That's like the rather than the mask. That's like the feminine. Nobody knows it, but you've got a secret smile, and you use it. Oh, so it's kind of like the feminine's like, you can act like you don't like me, love me. You can act like you hate me, but I know that that ain't the truth. But as long as you're being a dick and you're talking shit about me and you're not being very nice, energetically, or like I said, it's usually not literally, um, I don't want to be around you anyway, actually. Bye. Boy, bye. Do you know? Or girl, bye. Whatever that's what that's given. But, and then look, bit close to the bone. I know nobody likes this word, but look, I'm very insecure and confused at the moment. See what I mean? That's why I was picking up on that vibe. Somebody has felt very insecure and not confident about this connection in general, or maybe in themselves, and needed a lot of healing. They were in a lot of pain, so that's why we're excusing the shitty behaviour. But um, so that's it really. Um, but the feminine really understands this masculine. That's the nice sort of thing I'm picking up on here. Right, so that's all. That's all. I'm taking responsibility for my mistakes. Do you know what I mean? And this is I like this because it's very raw and it's very intense. And like I keep saying, Pluto is conjunct this full moon. So like that Pluto brings up all the shit to the surface. Oh my god, fuck you. I've just there's a tower moment like I've just knocked a whole deck of cards on the floor. But it was a galactic star tarot too. This is very galactic energy, so that's a bit annoying. I might have used this. I don't think I was going to use it though. But I'm going to use these Pluto cards at some point before I forget. It's like that's just what I'm wanting to say. It's complex and it's very deep and it's very intense. And this would not be everyone's cup of tea, if I'm honest. This feels like hard work. And I think both people have felt it at times. And remember, this is going to resonate with quite a few people. Obviously, all the details aren't going to make sense to everyone, but it makes sense to me that I'm picking up on the healers because I do feel the healer divine feminines, like we do get at the worst, like we do get very confusing, very toxic situations, but it's because you can handle it. I mean, I get that in general in life with clients, and I definitely in my own twin flame conundrum confusion as well. But anyway, so let's go to the conscious mind. Let's consciously. Let me read that. A really hot crush that was older than me when I was a teenager recently friend requested me, and we've been talking. Oh, interesting, Heather. Um, let's see. Flattering. Separation in reverse, baby. Feminine no. Oh my god. It doesn't matter what sign I do. I keep picking up on that. That is what I've said in the last few. Separation's coming to an end. Imminently, I would say. Silence, longing for you, distance. Feminine's not in that anymore, but it's not because they don't care. It's because you don't feel the separation. Like you're with this person through the dark. And for some of you, I feel you feel this person coming. You feel them admiring you. That's the two Page of Swords cards. Inspired by you. You hear songs that tell you the messages, like what you see me do basically throughout the whole thing. Emotional bond, you feel the telepathic love, literally says telepathic love after my own card said that. That's why you don't feel the separation, because you feel the love between you. So this person, even if they're not talking to you, you feel them talking to you telepathically. What are we going to go with now? Let's get a conscious card out of my deck. So what's the feminine and the conscious mind to the masculine? Oh shit, that's far too many. I'm so proud to be your divine feminine. You're so hot, you make me smile every time I think of you or hear your name. So clearly, whatever dickhead behavior this, well, let's be like, oh, dickhead, but it's like whatever behavior this masculine has had towards the feminine, it's like you've not really bought it. Do you know? So it's kind of like I feel like everyone else has bought it, and like, being like, oh yeah, you know, and it's like you've not really bought it. Like you could see through them the whole time. Right, okay, so let's now put them back, see if they come out again. What have we got for the conscious mind for the masculine? Now, I've keep seeing clairvoyantly some of the cards in here that mean different things when I'm doing, but I don't know. I feel because of what I've said in this. I want to see if it comes out. Oh, we've got a boring one. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn could be significant in some sort of way. The seasons or the signs, or they're grounding a union in the physical. Yeah, communication. They're grounding this in the physical. So communication could have already come in Taurus season. It could be very close in Virgo season because Virgo season comes in, just over halfway into August, which so basically a few weeks away, which would make sense why I'm saying imminent. I don't know. Would we class that as it? I mean, a few weeks is quite soon, so I suppose that could still imminent for me is like days, you know. And like I said, I did keep channeling in the other one. Like I kept saying it, and then the card backed me up because that's what they do. And I kept saying I feel something's imminent. Like I feel for some. In the other, I don't know about this one, but in the one before it was like something was going to happen. Hello, Ryan. Who is she? um, something was going to happen in that one I picked up on like this week, like this full moon, like before we go into August, which is Saturday, isn't it? So I don't know if this is the same because you heard what I said. It was like I feel I want to pick up on the future before we go into next year. So that's obviously putting a bit more energy on it. But communication, approaching, voicemail, awaiting text. So consciously, the masculine is wanting to ground some communication into the physical. That is what they're thinking right now. Their conscious mind could even have their phone in their hand. But I mean, they could have their phone in their hand watching you, like from what. But I don't think so. If awaiting text, approaching, yeah, because they're reminiscing. We've got memories now. We've got reminiscing, looking at photos, good times, thinking about you, dwelling. Yes, they're doing all of that. They're dwelling on thinking about communication you've had that's not so nice, reminiscing about the nice times. Looking at photos. Hey, that's none of my business what that means. But I mean, that could just simply mean if you work online, they can look at you. Um, or it's like visualizing memories of past, wondering if you've got a new boo. Yeah, there's something coming through here about at some point before this comes together, someone's like thinking if you got a new boo. Happy place, seeing someone new, new love blossoms, enjoying each other, but mostly because it's got that full moon behind their head, it's like I feel there's going to be communication that is made and you're going to be enjoying each other. New love blossoms. And it's like, yeah, you're each other's happy place. Oh, that is just adorable. In the closet, secrets being held down low. Ah, but you see, look, the person, how interesting. The person was in the closet about this connection. Whatever the fuck that means. Like, I really seriously feel That's the Aquarius shock surprise here. Is somebody has been making out like they don't like you when they do. And also teenage dirtbags on. You know what I mean? And just the teenage like they don't feel very good about it. Expressing conversation unblock unblock and hearing your voice. Sorry, I'm done. That is hilarious. We got earlier that the masculine blocked the feminine, and now we've got unblocking. It's kind of like, oh, sorry, I done that. And look, also, phone. Look. Where's it? Phone in the hand. The guy had the phone in the hand with the bad news. Phone in the hand. This person's got their fucking phone in their hand. Fuck knows what they're doing. But they've got their phone in their hand ready to call you. And there's secrets coming out. And this is their conscious mind as well. And they want to say, if I know where Twin Flames comes out, that'll be funny because that was the one at the start. I can't get a hold of her. They have our phones blocked. Oh, sorry to hear that. Right, let's see. I can't get you in my head. Yep, we saw that. And I miss holding you. We have also saw that. Oh, and also, I just can't get you out of my head. Kylie Minogue, I just can't get you out of my head. I don't know why I needed to sing it. It was on when I started this. I'm still healing wounds from a past relationship, but it was in reverse. So again, it was kind of sideways. I don't really read things that are, well, sometimes I might, but it was kind of like not reverse, not upright. So I feel this person at some point was healing from the heartbreak of that karmic energy, and now they're not. But it's like, go easy with them. You're so beautiful. I feel this person, like, could. I feel this person clams up. You're fit. That's exactly what I was saying. This person, look, you're very intimidating because we got you're so beautiful and you're very intimidating. I feel this person clams up around you, and to mask it, they've done that very common thing that not just with Twin Flames with love, they've been very nonchalant, cold, detached, giving it the Danny Zuko and you know what I mean, like in Greece when like he's all kind of like Danny, Stanley, and you know what I mean, and it's like when they're together he's all like loved up, and then when they see each other, he forgets where he is for a minute. He's like Sandy, and then he's like, hey, rock in, roll in, yeah, whatever, baby, that you know what I mean, and he's kind of like you know what I mean, and she's like Danny. You know what I mean? Just like, because he's acting differently. So that's why I call it a Danny. I've got all my wee sayings. A Richard Gere is when they turned up with the red roses. A Danny Zuko is when they're being a dick, unless it's being the good, but usually. But you know what I mean? It's not the truth, and the mask is sleuth. And this may shock some people because Aquarius is shocking. But I feel there's other people that won't be shocked because there is a possibility this person like didn't hide it from some people and they're sick of hearing it kind of thing. That could come from too. But it really just depends. I feel it's different groups of people that it's gonna resonate with. Yes, there's a lot of people trying not to let us be together. It was a fake relationship. He was using love spells on her to keep her from me. So are you like a male divine feminine? And you're talking about like a karmic masculine that's done that to your feminine? Is that right? I'm getting a bit confused. Um, I want to come back home to you where I belong. So yeah, basically it's like this person. Yeah, I do think it's like, look, I'm not. Oh, look, there's quite an. I'm not ready for commitment, but that was in the verse too, and we did get the union. What if you don't accept me for who I am? Like I could keep feeling them, but what the vibe I'm getting is like someone has been a really quite conflicted and confused with who they are, what they want, what you mean to them. They've been very triggered by you, and it could have not been very nice because of it. Um, oh my goodness, this guy's name is the same as my dad's. You just talked about daddy. Excuse me, Heather. I did not say daddy. Who's your daddy? Like, I can't stand it. Like, when did I say daddy? I don't think I fucking said daddy. Did I say that? I didn't say daddy. funny. I don't think I did. Right. Okay. So, right. Let's use the Pluto card for the shadow work. So, give me a shadow work card for the feminine. Oh, right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that stuff does go on. You know, it's either love spells in the way of actually people that do things like that, or it's just people that talk shite, like, you know, friendship groups and that, make up stuff, you know, because like I say, like, people could, and remember, Aquarius is friendship, so I said that during this, it can highlight toxic friendships, and it's kind of like, you know, when people are jealous, either because they want, you know, your person or they want you, they can make up rumors and shit and just say anything. And if someone's insecure, like this card just said, they're going to believe it because they're already telling themselves stories. So they're going to be, oh, that makes perfect sense. That gives me an excellent, you know, excuse not to, you know, not to do this with him because I fucking knew that. It's too good to be true. Do you know what I mean? And that's the sad thing. And people know that. Toxic fucking people know that. If they know somebody well, they're going to know what's going to push each of your buttons. Um, and yeah, and then like sometimes it's not because they want you or your person, it's just because they're unhappy themselves, or in like, you know, in single and want to keep the person single, or they're in an unhappy relationship, marriage, and so how dare you be with, in a happy one? But I definitely keep feeling like, you know, listening to like, you know, toxic people's advice. Right. Feminine, a wee shadow work card. So this can also be the masculine's feminine side, which is the masculine's feelings, receptive side. We have we have tiger, and that is the divine feminine energy. That's my sign for divine feminine energy. It doesn't need to be resonating for other people, but how interesting. So maybe the feather. Where did that come from? Feathers could be significant. The the feminine is embracing her um like shadow side, your healed shadow side, because you have to. Like, so for instance, like, look, it's not, I rarely, like, I don't do that. It's not like I never do that, but I don't do that a lot. I wouldn't be saying, oh, this guy's acting like a bit of a dick if I didn't feel it. But seriously, this guy has acted like a bit of a dick. All the guys that have acted like this, and again, when I say guy, it could be a gal as well, but you know what I mean? Like, they've acted like dicks at some point. You change the word to whatever you want to be. And it's quite confusing for the divine feminine and probably confusing for other people because it's looked like you don't like each other at some point. And like, never mind fans each other, it looks like you can't stand each other. And that's not really what was going on. It's like huge triggering and, you know, deep emotions and all this kind of stuff. But right, Ryan, I think you're going to need to go now because I've had like, I swear somebody was on here once before saying those exact things. Ryan, are you a real person? It's giving it's giving troll right now. Oh, Heather, Heather, you didn't even hesitate. Yeah, I think that was the thing is, right, you might need to hide because Ryan might hit back when we're shit. So I think we'll just hide him. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. I think that was I don't know if you did press hide actually. Yeah. I think I can tell. I think he's been on before. He's saying the same shit. And it's hard to, you know, it's hard to, I'm usually quite on the ball with blocking that right away, right? But the reason why I didn't right away is everything he's saying is actually real, and that's what can be a bit confusing about this. There are covens of dark energies that do things and stuff. But when somebody starts speaking a bit grandiose, like "I am the chosen one," bye. Like I've said before, like chosen ones is a thing, but I don't tend to use it overly so, because I just think, funnily enough, with me saying the word dick that much, you can come across a bit like a dick, right? People might really not kind of understand. And it's not, it really is just, if you're on that path, you do get it. And like I've said before, like, I've, whatever healing group I've been in person, it's things like that have been said to me, and it's more about your experience. If you know, you know. Do you know what I mean? If you do experience a lot of jealousy, and like in any group, because Aquarius is groups, covens is witches. So it wasn't scary, Heather. It was just a troll. Well, it wasn't scary to me anyway. But no, he wasn't. He wasn't saying he was. He was saying a coven was working against, like, was working with somebody that's with his twin flame. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's I feel he was a troll. Like, I'm not really, you know what I mean. But it's kind of like, but yeah, that's what I mean. Covens are real, because like, I mean, we won't get too deep into this, but I'll explain more to you when I speak to my own. But if you think, without saying too much, think about some of the things I spoke to you about not that long ago. It's a real thing, basically. But what a coven can also look like is, it doesn't need to be like people bloody doing spells and all of that. A coven of, like, witches, like male or female, could be like I say all the time, a group of gossipy fucks that sit, because Aquarius is groups, that sit around someone's kitchen table or sit in someone's living room having a drink, like bitching, gossiping, being bullies, narcissists in some extreme cases. Not even extreme cases, narcissists are fucking everywhere. But do you know what I mean? Just like like I say all the time, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes, if you're in a group of narcissistic pals and you're all like that, you're all going to have each other's back and say you're all right. So you might not even realize you're in that. Do you know what I mean? Until you, that's, some people are having awakening to that, like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? But it's that kind of vibe of, I definitely do feel there's been like a friend that's lied or made up a rumor, or like, think how easily somebody could be like, oh yeah, I slept with him, like, you know what I mean, and like they never even did or something. Like, all of that stuff can happen, and it's just great because you think, well, why the fuck would somebody believe that? But I mean, people do. You know what I mean? If it suits their narrative in their head, it's like they're going to believe in it. But again, going back to, we're, have empathy and compassion for all the people that resonate with this, whether it's you or your person, because it's not everyone's. Because that's why I am in so much pain. And all the other cards have come out. Like, I'm healing, but it's a work in progress. And bear in mind, that's maybe why they wanted me to go on about the addictions right from the get go. Somebody had, like, this could even be an addiction to toxic thinking, like thinking everybody's out to get you. You know what I mean? Because that's why I have to stress quite a lot, because I fucking share so many stories of when there have been actual real life things that have happened to me online and in person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm no fucking making that up. Like, that is the case. But that's why I always say, if you know astrology and you looked at my chart, you wouldn't question it any further. Like, I've got loads of placements sort of about people, just just like, if you're shining, then they're just going to get irritated by it. And it doesn't, you don't even need to be shining in a big way. Like I said, I've not got a big platform, but what I have got is a big presence, because I've got a big soul energy, because I went through a big ego death years and years and years ago, and I've been helping everyone else through theirs for the past over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I love our telepathic bond. I feel you with me every day. There's a lot of very strong telepathic energy in this one. Right, so anyway, Tiger. Right, so Tiger is the feminine's card, but it can also be for the masculine's feminine energy. Look what I was saying, friend. Truth, mirror, sound, advice. Wait a minute. Pause before I go on with this. Why am I getting this? I know I'm getting the stuff about friends in general because Aquarius is friendship, but what is it about someone's friend or a friendship group? Because that said sound advice. So, it can be a couple of messages, good ones and bad ones. So let's just see what comes out. and I'll stay open-minded to it, but Empress. Fertility, beauty, need to see, look, you know what I mean? Friend, Empress. So the friend was saying something about the Empress that the masculine is spying on. God, guys, love you. On my back again. This card, out of all the tarot decks I could have picked up, hidden enemies. Boom, drop the mic. If you're resonating the rest of it, that's why they got me to do that. A hidden enemy. So bear in mind, it doesn't say enemy, it says hidden. So this could be one of your best pals, a family member. For God's sake, that could actually be someone's mum because the Empress is a mother. But I feel it's more the feminine is the Empress, and a hidden enemy spoke shit about an Empress. Hidden enemies, fear, illusion, deception to create fear and illusion in the masculine. But look, the big giant full moon that's in the sky right fucking now. I can't see it, but it's somewhere. That's what's coming to light. Someone lied about an Empress. A friend specifically lied about an Empress. So it'll be different things that different friends, frenemies have said, but that's the clarity there. Out of all those 78 cards, and I feel the one that says hidden enemy. Fuck, sorry. I can't stand when I watch people and they're being smarmy or smart asses, but it's like I feel the energy like oozing in because it's the Jupiter, you know what I mean? It's Jupiter conjunct the Kazemi, right? Opposite the Aquarius full moon and Pluto. It's that could be like, you know, like I said, that's why things are coming out about narcissists and stuff like that. But it can be like grandiose, like, you know, being extra. But this is where it's a good thing. I'm being extra to emphasize the message. The devil came out. So I said it before the cards came out. Somebody's friend done something. It wasn't that they've lied, they've said something, whatever it is, started really, you know, encouraged to go against a divine feminine empress. They were a hidden enemy. It's coming to light on this full moon. Could have come to light, you know, long before, but something's coming to light on this full moon. And this particularly devil card says shadow self, attachment, addiction, again, sex. So, and bear in mind, the example I chose was, oh, I slept with him. They didn't. So I do think someone specifically said that and they didn't. So answers on the postcard. Tell me if somebody said that, but you know what I mean? It's about you or your person that yeah, it's a lie. And I think this person's going to find that out. Or you know what I mean? It's one of them kind of they planted the seed. They've insinuated and it was enough to like obsessively think about it. But yeah. And then look, that's also that devil card is also the one where the wee woman is sitting on a pile of money. So that's also going back to the toxic karmic partner that somebody chose. So again, I hope this isn't a case of like a friend's been like, you know, oh, this and that about the Empress, the divine feminine, and then it's, you know, put somebody in the path of the toxic person. You know what I mean? Look, and then kept them in the Nine of Swords. Anxiety, worry, fear, depression, nightmare, because they didn't choose what they wanted. They How to Save a Life just came on as well. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. Oh my God. I mean, that's obviously about, you know, I can't say that word, but we know what that's about. But in this case, I think someone's losing a friend in the case of, you ain't my friend. You sabotaged me. Goodbye. You know, or that should be happening, but I feel that's what's happened here. Look, poor leadership, aggressive, high expectations. Someone's narcissistic pal or someone has given them very bad advice to sabotage them. They're a hidden enemy. So sorry if that's happened to you. Right, tiger. Okay. Because look, they literally stopped me. You saw what happened, right? Okay, so tiger. And I've just opened the book up. So, carnal desires, opulence. The regal tiger has inspired both awe and fear in humans across centuries. It is often admired and desired, and its beautiful coat, fang-like teeth, and deadly claws. If you've ever been in the presence of the mighty tiger, it's easy to understand why everything about a tiger feels carnal, powerful, and full of desire, which is in the air with this woman. You too embody this eros. Oh, that was the card that came out on the last slide for the masculine. if you pull this card in a reading, there's a hunger that exists within all of us. What is it that fuels the beast inside? It may be a person, a place, a thing. If you feel this hunger churning, it's time to feed. This is the feminine's card in the shadow. So we got some feminines feeling the heat. Our passions can be incredible, primordial force of power that we can use to embrace deep fulfillment and pleasure. Alternatively, you may be in an incredible flow of luxury and abundance. Well, of course you are, because you're the Empress, and the people been talking shit about the Empress, the Queen Rising. How fucking dare they? Regardless, there's something is deep, tangible pleasure calling out to you now. Initiate yourself into its mysteries. Look to the other cards around the tiger for clues. I can't remember reading the rest of it, but let's just pull what is. My stomach is rumbling because I'm just trying to think. I did eat enough for my tea, but I think it's maybe because it's the same thing about I don't really eat much at lunch. I don't really like them. I'm don't know. I've turned into having lunch now. Wasn't very much, but maybe my body's gotten used to having lunch, and it's like I always do need to eat something after this. So drown myself. Oh, I knew it. I should have said it. I fucking knew it. So look, proposal. Remember I said that always comes out in Aquarius, but your romance is about to evolve and level up. So it's either a literal proposal because it says proposal, and we already had that the masculine is consciously wanting union, or literally engagement. But how does that fit? I think that just means the feminine's like really hungry for union. I mean, unless you're really hungry for a proposal, but I'm sorry, like, I think I'm just talking because that's what I'm like. But I mean, that's the karmic energies. Please do not be fucking desperado on a fucking ring because it ain't going to change fuck all. You know what I mean? Like that. That's what I mean. Like, sorry, I say it so bitchy when I say it, but it's true. Like, I just think, like, it's always like, really toxic birds that are like fucking desperate for a ring. And sometimes in like a really fucking bad relationship, like, what do you think that's going to do? Like, seriously, do you think anything's going to change? This relationship is toxic as fuck. Anyway, sorry, just me. But yeah, so whatever that means. Um, let's get the shadow card for like it's a lovely thing when it's genuine and it's not pressurized, when you've not fucking bullied and twisted the guys are like the thing that I think is really funny is that advert for mattresses. And it's meant to be a joke, but it's like I just think I mean that's obviously why it's clever because it's true. Like it does fucking happen. Like in the advert, it's like I can't remember, but the rule the world, take that's just come on. Me and you can light up the stars if you stay with me, girl. You can rule the world. I don't really like that song. But it's kind of giving power couple that, isn't it? I was at a wedding once, said that as their stance. It was actually nice, for them, but I don't really like that song. But anyway, so yeah, it's like, oh, we saved so much money buying the mattress here or something like that. That now, I don't know, we could save a couple of grand and, save for a something something carat diamond ring, and it's meant to be like a wee joke, and it's like the guy's just like, because I don't know why you'd be getting interviewed while you're both in your bed, but it is an advert, and like she's saying that, and the guy's like staring into space, like awkward. And it's like, I get it, it's a joke, but it's kind of like every time I see that, I'm like, but no, that is true. Like, that is genuinely what happens sometimes. Like, somebody, like, I'm sure we've all been around people where someone's just constantly going on about, oh, when's they going to do it? When's they going to do it? When's they going to get it? And I'm just like, nothing makes me fucking cringe out and be embarrassed more than that. It's kind of like, you've probably just fucking set it back another couple of years or like to make it happen never because you're being like that. And see the guys that do cave to that. I mean, I fucking just feel sorry for them. It's probably just to fucking shut the girl or the, up, girl or guy up. You know what I mean? It's, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that if you'd fucking bullied somebody into doing that. Like, sorry, it's just me. Same with children, you know what I mean? You can't bully people. Well, again, you can. This is the thing. People do. Like, and that's not the same as when people trap. I mean, people fucking actually trap people into children, but people also bully people into children, and it's never gonna work. It's never gonna. Someone's gonna not, you know. You've got, that's why I say you've got to be on the same page, and actually that must be relevant to this because I did say in this. I feel, you know, even if that's just the bits that come in, that there's, you know, the divine feminine keeps coming out as the Empress, very fertile. Be careful if that's not what you want, but it's kind of like, you know, very fertile, new beginnings, abundant. You know, you're in this attracting energy. Kids was on. There was whatever came out about children, and it's kind of like that. If this is resonating with you, that would only come about because it's like both people want it. Otherwise, it's not your person. Do you know what I mean? You would be on the same page. Eventually, when it gets to this point, and I feel you are because I keep being pulled to this wee girl up on that card there. Right. Okay. So masculine. Spider. Oh my god. Spider. See what I mean? Spider, spider, spider. Two spiders in the window. Talking about the spider. Spiders to me, shamanically, it's like the ancestors, and it can be specifically grandparents, and you know, it can be creative writing, but it reminds me of the spider web, which is black magic, confusion, illusion. And the thing is, even with that guy coming on, although I feel he was a troll, well, let's hope he was, saying that in the chat. Like that's part of it. You know, there are covens of witches. You don't need to be actually fucking hocus pocusing it out there. Like if you are gossiping and making up lies, right? People slandering, just being nasty all round. See you next Tuesday. You're a little coven of witches. Whether you're a bunch of guys or gals or a mixture of guys, it's not nice. You want somebody doing that about you? No. You know what I mean? Spider. Okay, so check yourself before you wreck yourself is what springs to mind. Right, so this is a masculine's card. And don't worry, we're nearly at the end of this, Heather, and we'll do your message, but I'll come off of this and do it on another stream. And anyone else that wants that too. Because I wanted to stop this one about now. Right, so where the fuck is it? Spider. This is not in alphabetical order, which is not helpful. Spider, spider, spider. I'll need to change that mic too. It'll do the same as that. Right, no, this is always drives me nuts. Where the fuck is it? Spider. I'm really hungry again. Right, 28. Right. Oh, that's funny though that the feminine has the tiger and it's about desire because when I'm hungry, that usually is like it's my sign for sexual energy. Don't ask. I can't remember. It was on a live. I wanted to work that out. But I am literally hungry. Like, where? I just looked and I lost it again. Spider, spider, spider. 28, 28, 28. So masculine, listen up, and feminine's masculine side. Weaving your own destiny, creative freedom, inner genius. So you see how that was some of the things I mentioned. The spider is the ultimate creator, tapping into its inner genius to weave the perfect web required to entangle its prey. Free from any outside influence of how the web should be, the spider relies solely on its own wants, needs, desires to achieve its goals. You see how this is actually a good thing with this meaning? Because this is the masculine webbing their weave to confuse the energies that need to be confused to get to where they need to go, their goal, which is their empress. Um, like the snake and the eagle, the spider is another symbol that has permeated cultures and spiritual communities throughout history and around the globe. If either or both of these cards appears alongside with the spider, take it as an affirmation that you're deep in your own spiritual initiation and indeed along the right path. Well, we didn't get those cards, but I feel it's relevant. The masculine is indeed deep into their healing path. I'm laughing at the cards you're reading because some of them are really resonant. Well, what's new, Heather? That always happens when you catch on the live, isn't it? But I'm glad you're letting me know because it's very quiet here tonight, isn't it? Regardless, the spider asked us about our own inner genius. We all have one, and it's likely that yours are beginning to come out. So again, you know, that is right. The masculine's inner genius is arising. If it wasn't there all the time. But I feel, you know, meaning like you're really starting to acknowledge like you're more than what you give yourself credit for. Like you're a soul within a body. Like I feel you've been living like a boring, mundane kind of life. Like it might have been fun to you at the point, but whatever your life is, it's boring to you now. So like, say you're like really popular and surrounded by all these people and all these friends. Well, if there's frenemies there too, it's kind of like it's boring. You know what I mean? This is not exciting you. What's exciting the masculine is the feminine. And that's how you know it's true twin flame. Because it's like nobody's lighting this masculine's fire, if you know what I'm saying. But they might have before, they're not now because they're not the feminine. Relinquish the traps of perfectionism, comparison, and admiration. See how that fits with this particular masculine group? Because they were looking for flaws and imperfections in the feminine. Shut it down. However long ago this was. Cut off and cut out any outside distractions. This is a masculine's card that do not feed the authenticity of your inner genius. Yeah, so if you've got anyone around you, frenemies, hidden enemies, family, apparent friends with bad advice, you know, there's always one of them somewhere, unsolicited advice. It's like if they don't feed your inner genius, who you're awakening to, because that's Aquarius energy, like cut them off. You know what I mean? You can do that. Aquarius is detachment. Like, especially whoever's resonating with that, if someone's shown themselves to be a hidden enemy, like they've told you something to throw you off or put you off someone, and it's a lie. Whatever, whoever that's, because you see that wee message that's coming through could be for a whole group of masculines, or it could be for someone particular. I just was feeling it so strongly, I have to go with it. Bittersweet symphonies just come on. So something's bittersweet. I do feel it is that. I feel someone's been lied to, but it could be like many, many, many years ago. And so they've acted a certain way based on something that was a lie. And you're only finding out now. That's would be bad. Whatever it is that is waiting to be unleashed from within is perfect, just the way it is, as because it is yours. Consider that concepts such as good, bad, pretty, or ugly are subjective and are often seductive labels that have nothing to offer, that is raw, powerful, important. The message for the masculine is your transformation is beautiful, and whatever your addiction is a part of you, but it's either already a part of your past or it's soon to be. And the next part you're healing is like talking about it with your feminine. And I'm just getting the strongest feeling that I just feel I can feel support around this group of masculines, but I can also feel people that like just when they're getting a bit more confidence, or you are like really sort of like put your fire out. So I guess you know if that's you. I didn't mean what I said. Like I think whatever the person said was influenced by a toxic person around them, whoever that was. Because I'm not even using that deck, and it was just sitting there. Right. So we're nearly at the end here. I wish I could tell you why, but it's improper. That's fine. Tell me in an email. Right. So what would help within our union right now? Signs and clues. The universe is talking to you. Yep, the universe, God is talking to this masculine. And the message is stop getting advice from the people around you, however well meaning or not so well meaning, as we saw with at least some. Go straight to the horse's neck, go straight to the feminine. Ask directly, is this true? And I think whoever this is for, you're going to be like, I don't know, I think someone's going to laugh or something. They'll be like, are you fucking kidding me? Or who the fuck's that? Or I don't know. Something like that. Natural evolution. Let the situation unfold naturally. So let it unfold naturally. Bonding. As you get to know each other, you discover many things in common. So, but what I'm getting from that is like maybe you're both going to find out that like this is what I've been saying this for years, and I'm going to keep saying it until people listen. If you are a feminine and you've had a toxic experience, let's say with friends, because Aquarius is friendship groups, with a friend or a friendship group, or just like kind of betrayals that come out of nowhere, or just people suddenly being like, oh my god, I've known you all this time, and now I'm feeling like I don't like, it's like in the Truman Show when he's like, but Truman, if you were being tricked, that would mean I would be in on it too. And he was. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of feeling. And it's like, if that's happened to you as a feminine, guess what? The masculine of you, that's gonna happen to them too. Something so scarily similar. So I've always been aware of that in my journey. I know the things that have happened to me actually specifically in that area, but also in other areas of life. So I will be fascinated when I one day do get to find out what is it that you've went through, and I'm like, oh my god. And I think it'll be the same. I think it'll be really the same. So look out for that. Unfortunately. Um, Hello, Rebecca. You sneaked in there. Why am I not surprised you're still here, even though I'm way late to the party? Hello. I keep call you Faith. Hello, Katie. Why am I not? Oh, you've said it twice. You said it twice. Right. What am I asking about again? Like that was just general for both, but let's just sort of separate a bit. Tell me something for the feminine for inner union. Well, I think that is what the feminines wanted from what I've picked up on Luke, because I'm always like, I think they're healing in a specific way because they've not got any clothes on. Your romance will transform your life. Oh, that's lovely. And I try to fix you has just come on. But side note, we don't try to fix people right here. We don't even try to fix ourselves. I don't like that term. It's a nice song, but actually, putting aside the fact that I don't like the wording of the song, that is scarily fitting with the whole of this message. I feel at some point the feminine, I feel you have been guilty of trying to heal this person or trying to do the work for them, and you can't. But I feel you then stop doing that because that is just the twin flame journey. And I mean, this could have all been done energetically. Like you've been just, you care about this person, and you just, if they're obviously if they've got an addiction that you want, you want to do, you can't. Especially because I've picked up on healers. That's the danger with that. Even if you are a heal, you know what I mean. If they're no fucking wanting to heal from them, maybe they like their addiction. Do you know what I mean? At some point, it's kind of like you got to take a step back, and I feel you did, and I feel it's taken strength. And because of that, there's a proposal. Yeah, sorry, this is just absolutely hilarious. Like this always it's just funny. Like I said at the start, it always comes out in Aquarius. If you watch any of the Aquarius ones, I'm sure proposal comes out every time. So yeah, you obviously have stepped back in the right way and let this person heal themselves because we don't like fix themselves, right? And look, because you're not one of the toxic birds or the toxic guys, if it's same sex, whatever, that's like, when are you going to marry me? When are you going to commit me? This is the thing that, you know what I mean? A lot of times people that don't even talk about marriage, it's just like, when I get the ring, what the fuck's going to, is that a magic ring light? You're fucking rocking. No, these are the kind of marriages that fucking last about fucking 6 months or 2 years and big fancy hotel. I admit I'm laughing because I'm thinking about one of the guys that was fixing here something once had said that to me that like he'd been at two weddings that were both like ridiculously expensive, and one of his pals was already getting divorced, and it was like a year later, and it's like I think it ends up giving me a message for one of these because it's true. It's always the fucking show offs and the fancy. Oh my god, look at this shit we've got! Look how happy man, and they're the ones that end up getting divorced really quickly after. It's bullshit. It's fake smiles. That was that card there. So do you know what I mean? Like the genuine are the people that you don't even fucking mention it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, look, if that person does that, I want them to do it because they want to do it themselves. You know what I mean? Because what does it really even fucking mean? Like, what does that mean to you? Why are you doing that? Do you know what I mean? Like, but anyway, I feel in general, put aside all my feelings about it, it's kind of like somebody, you just left the person to it, to do their healing in their own way. And because you've done that, because you're in that Empress energy attracting, get ready to attract somebody in a big way. A shirtless man in a kilt. Oh, look, see, remember there was Scotland and Ireland vibes. Your romance is about to evolve and level up. And if it's not a literal proposal, it's just union. This person wants the highest level of union that suits the both of you. So give them the benefit of the doubt. Give your relationship a chance. Also, that card was lost for ages. It's so funny how these men are half naked. Psychic connection. Your communication goes beyond mere words. Oh my god, that's like 3 or 4 cards about telepathy. Right. Oh no, that's the one I use at the end. Right. So this is the one where if you came to me for a session, I might help you with this. Clear the karmic weight. The past still lives in what you haven't faced. Name the weight you carry and choose to release it now. again, this when I do this bit, it always fits with the story. The karmic weight that the masculine needs to release as fix you is still on, is sharing the burden and the weight because they got the 10 of Wands, they're fed up with the feminine. Sorry, I was not quick off the mark. What bit did you hear though? That is always interesting when that happens because I'm gonna have to. It's so interesting to me because, hmm, wait a minute. Rather than me, I want to see where I got up to. Thank you for that, Katie. Oh, you got. I think I caught it quick. No, wait a minute. It was only out for a minute or something, wasn't it? I've got it now. Oh wow, shit! You never heard any of that. Holy fuck, man. Was it like a minute and a half? Let me just see the cards. Okay, so I will just explain what I was saying there. I can lip read a bit, but I was looking at the type. Sorry, I thought. Sorry. You were telling me, and I just was not. Quite a few you told me, and I did not pick up on that. And that's even the emoji that I said for you to use, and I was okay. So I think the feminine's been a bit slow with something because this feminine was a bit slow with something. Right. So. Oh fuck, you never heard any of the right, so the first card said release the karmic weight, and what I said was the karmic weight that the masculine needs to release. That might have been for the mic died, but just in case it wasn't, and even if it maybe it needs to be repeated if it was still the same. What I said is the masculine needs to release the karmic weight by sharing it with the feminine, whatever it is, because they got the 10 of Wands and whatever, like they've had enough. And then what I said with the next card is it still there? Oh, look, and then look. Accept imperfection. Perfection doesn't exist. Embrace your flaws and those of others. They're key to growth. And I said, right, this is so interesting because that's what I said when it was mute and it wasn't even that card. Like, whatever it is, the masculine has fucked up with basically because they totally have in this. They've not been very nice at some point. Like I said, it feels like they've been a bit of a dick. Either about you or to you or whatever. But it's kind of like, um, and then there's bits that the feminine won't have been perfect about as well. Like basically you're imperfect people, but you're perfect for each other and you'll understand each other when you talk and release the burdens and you let this person explain, give them the benefit of the doubt, that card that I've already shown. And it's going to be the key to your growth. Like let the masculine explain and the feminine listen to understand, It's not to criticize or blame, it's to understand where you're coming from when you were being a dick to me because it was confusing. And like, if you help explain to me, then it would just lift a lot. It would heal something in me if you're able to say that. Um, and that card said accept past choices and move forward. You know what I mean? And so I feel there's something about the masculine.
accepting the decisions they made that led them to wherever it led them, whether it's down a dark path with a karmic energy or down a dark path with an addiction or both, and use somebody's just come on. That was one of my absolute favourites back in the day. You know where I could use somebody, someone like you. Oh my God, that totally fits with what I'm saying as well. It's okay, you were in the flow. Yeah, I totally was. Um, but yeah, thank you again because I was really slow. But right, one more for Soul Retrieval with the sound. Ah, but again, can I just stress? I know I'm repeating myself. That really does mean something because when it happened on the last one I done, it was out for just under 10 minutes, and the specific stuff I was saying was. I can't remember what I was saying now, but I definitely did say something that was. I think at some point I said something that was personal to me, and people, well, you weren't meant to hear it, but I think it wasn't really personal, but it was kind of interesting. And then, but also it's just a message in general, not to be careful who you're telling what's going on in your life, especially in this one because I've picked up on the jealous friends and frenemies, and it's not always hidden enemies, it's the shadow in people. But some of it is, so it's like, the friend that wants to be happy for you, but they're a bit jealous, and it could be the snarky remarks here and there. And you might be strong enough to be able to handle it and have someone still in your life because you're not seeing them every day or that, unless you are. I maybe able to do that. But it's kind of like it depends how deep we're talking here. Like you can't just go cutting everybody out of your life because they're acting like I see you next Tuesday. Do you know what I mean? Well, you could actually. You totally could. I had a time in my life where I just yeah. It was a bit. Well, it definitely seen me other people that was like that, but no, absolutely, you can. Absolutely, you can. You can. I have had. I'm not in that period in my life now, but it's kind of like that's because they're not in my life. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but no, like the minute yeah, if I have that Truman Show moment where it's like, I don't know how I was missing the mark so much in the past about this, but my eyes are completely open to this now, and yeah, this is not friendship. It's not the friendship I want. So thanks for the laughs and the good times, but see you fucking later. Do you know what I mean? But look at this. Understand soulmate lessons. Soulmates come to teach us. Embrace the lessons they bring, even if they're, even if they're hard to swallow. Sorry, I'm kind of like, fuck me. I mean, that's this whole reading in a card. Do we scrap all the other thumbnail options and just have that? You can't, no, we won't because it's small writing, but you know what I mean? I do feel this was a hard lesson to swallow with this group of twin flames, it isn't it? Because it's like, you know, I feel your twin flame, it's no soulmate. I feel they were, rubbing you up the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel you were both triggering each other massively, but it's a lot came from somebody being very, triggering, like purposely trying to trigger you. This is like it's that kind of energy, like doing things to get your attention to annoy you. But it's that kind of thing where, that is like that is not I don't see that as a compliment at all. It's what like that annoying thing when people, oh, when people copy you, it's a compliment. Fuck that, it's not a compliment. It's fucking annoying and it's very insulting. It's, it's like I just don't get as angry about it now if somebody's copying me. Like, fucking let them bash on, they're not me. Fucking good luck to you. Do you know what I mean? I hope you find who you are, because that's a bit embarrassing if you're copying me. I mean, especially because it'd be kind of hard. I'm that fucking random, but whatever. Like, it's kind of impressive if someone's copying me. But anyway, like, you know what I mean? Like, no. It's just, I feel that kind of like it's like you know what I mean. There's loads of things flooding in my mind, but like say if like someone literally just gets with someone to trigger you, like I don't even know where to begin with that. That stuff baffles me. People do that shit, and it is so toxic, and it's like if you try that with somebody that's done a lot of healing, you're gonna get is a fucking slammed energetic door and literal door. And you'd be lucky if the person even answered either of those doors to you ever again. Because that screams toxic as fuck. Like, and maybe that's why it's coming through about like the person's gonna need to explain why they done so X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? Like, um anyway, it was a tough pill to swallow, whatever the fuck this is. But a love bond grows stronger over time. So again, this is one of these things. This is what I say about all twin flames. It doesn't matter if we understand each other's connections. What matters is you understand your connection. And we do occasionally have some people on here who's like, yeah, I don't fucking understand them. Do you know what I mean? But as I say all the time, like, I've got a very confusing dynamic because we can't call it a relationship. Well, we can call it a connection, but you know what I mean. But I do understand mine. I don't know everything about him and everything's written and all that kind of, but I do understand him. I do. But a lot of people wouldn't understand the way that he is with me and I am with him, and I couldn't even tell you how we are with each other because we've seen him for years. But anyway, moving on. So, but you do when it's your real person, you know who it is. You do understand, even if you don't know why. Right. So. That probably brings us on to a nice bit of what do we need to know about the future? Right, let's see if we get a marriage or a union again or something like that. And thank you for joining me for this. What I might do is, I don't know if I need to go for a pee, but I do need to put the plug in because we're on 25%. Right, so you can hang around. So we're going to do some paid personals. Heather's first. And because she already donated the last time and she donated again today. So thank you very much, Heather. So you can have an extra biggie one. Or if you want like, one just now and then one another time, like you just let me know. Or and then I'll do some free ones as well. Right. But we'll see who wants the paid ones first to be fair about it. Right, okay, so what have we got coming through from here? What is going to happen next? Again, so bear in mind what I'd said about who knows if that's going. You tell me if that fits for. So you'll need to come back. If yeah, whatever I said, like I feel I was putting out there that tell us something that's going to happen to somebody. Any time from now up until the very end of the year. So yeah, specifically, like there's going to be a proposal before the end of the year. So that's specific. So that because I was like, how the fuck would somebody be able? So that's how you'd specifically be able to come back and let us know in the comments. Because I'm manifesting that people do come back in the comments. Guess what just came on when I'm saying that? Whatever I said, whatever I didn't mean it. I just want you back for good. I want you back, want you back, want you back for good. Oh no, where's it? In the corner of your mind. Fuck, I forgot the words. This is just terrible. I mean, I sang the important bit. Someone wants you back, and they want you back for good. And they might take you to a field with no shirt on and a kilt, and ask you to marry them. Or that could be like, will you be my girlfriend? It's union. Right, okay, anyway. So, what's just slept it? Tested. Oh my God, yes, absolutely. Your strengths and weaknesses are being tested. Like, again, it feels like the biggest test has come for the feminine. The biggest test is of your strength is don't give up on this person. You're going to find out why they were like this to you. The biggest test for the masculine is to believe that you can be forgiven for whatever it is, for being a dick or for whatever all the combination of things. And to believe that you can still get what it is you deserve and what you want, even when you fucked up. Because there's loads of people that do. Just look at Love Island. In fact, actually, the guy that I wanted to win won. So I saw that as a really good sign. And I don't think this isn't an insult when I say this. I don't mean it as. I mean it as a compliment. The guy that won was really, when I was watching it, he kept reminding me of my Twinflame because, like, again, my Twinflame might not be like this now, right? But whatever. That was kind of how my sense of like that guy was like everybody's friend and like everybody loved him and he was like really flirty and he wasn't really being very committed to you could tell like he was kind of getting bored to like one girl and then going on to the next one, you know what I mean, and until like that this girl came in and like he'd manifested her because basically he was saying like, oh, I want something like this, and then she came in and then they're the ones that won. But it's just a little bit he reminded me because like I said, I didn't even fancy him or anything. I mean, he grew on me actually. He is a good looking guy, that guy. So it's not because of that. I don't think he looks like him. The colorings, but like not the. It was just this. I really loved his character and also what's quite funny in this, I didn't like him at first. And then it's like I was like, oh my God, I really like him because it's like yeah, he was just like everybody's best. He was even like best friends with the girls and that. And it's like my twin flame always had a lot of female friends too, but uh, maybe they were just friends. But nah, I'm joking. Like he always had a lot of girl pals, and it's you know what I mean. It's but I don't know. He really did remind me of that because like that's what I feel. That's why that guy won because everyone was like saw the transformation of him as being like the kind of typical kind of love him and leave him and being it just really kind of actually what I said at the start, like being obsessed with the friendship sort of thing, like maybe even more than the love, and then he surrendered to the connection. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, I was happy that guy won because I feel he did really deserve to win. Um, my twin flame deserves to win in life too, even if it's not with me. You know what I mean? I hope you're happy. That's true love. But give me him back, Loki. Just saying. But you see, notice it's like that would only happen if he wants me. Right, okay, so I've already said too much. It's because it's a full moon. I don't care what I've said. Whatever I've said is the truth. Right, okay. So, um, that's okay. You can bring a lot of energy. Big energy. Like that's right. What else about this? Oh fuck! I'm here for it. That's why I just spoke about my one because this is my belief. Don't know if it's his. True love. Nah, I'm only joking. It is his. True love comes when you least expect it. Because really, the problem for me and mine is it came far too soon. We were far too young. Came and fucking blew us both out the fucking, fucking short circuited us both. It's my belief. True love, love it. True love is what comes next when you least expect it. And what's Aquarius? Expect the unexpected. True. I'm not being funny. I was like, why the fuck did you make me just be all cute in that? Because I'm trying to stop fucking doing that shit. Maybe it's because it's like, look, I'm going to tell this story because I'm going to fucking stop after it. Look at that. Two decks together and fucking true love back to back. Just in case you were doubting. True love. Once again, that's why they made me talk about my connection. Because it is true love. And people were fucking jealous. Love is in the air when Cupid's around. Oh yes, let your friends help you in reverse. Absolutely. Do I need to explain that one? Because what I was just told myself back from saying is, people saw that from the get-go and they were jealous. And I don't know how they meddled in my connection. I've got a fucking very strong feeling how lots of people might have done that. But there'll be lots of things I don't even know. But yes, let your friends help you. Ask for it and it helps. But because it was in reverse, I think there was, yeah, sabotage. Love is in there. Yeah, true love, love it. There's true love coming next. After a very hard time. So see how it can just fit for all twin flames because I'm raising it too. Right, okay, so the new earth message is And if you've not gathered by now, people that are new, uh, the themes always come up to do with the house. So the 11th house is friendship, and like I said, I've picked up on toxic friendship tonight because I pick up on that. If there's hidden enemies and frenemies, I'm going to find them, and including family members, anyone in your life that's not genuine, I will bring it out. You know what I mean? Because that's the kind of best friend I am too. If there's somebody that's like a, not like, putting on a side, somebody that's not who they really are, I will, and it's, somebody that I'm close enough to be that way. If they ask me, I would tell. But yeah, I can spot that, and I spot it years before other people, can see the true colors of people and all that, and that's what I'm good at. Um, but also the next one, the 12th house, is hidden enemies, so that we'll probably get more of that on Friday as well. Look at this, heaven on earth. That's what's coming for the groups of twin flames that resonate with this. Heaven on earth, true love, double true love, because that's what was held back from you. And again, you could have sabotaged it yourself, but there's stuff from other people here. Definitely energy of someone sabotaging themselves, and yeah, all are invited. Fifth dimension, new earth, spirit and matter. Wait a minute, actually. Oh no, that's not. I can't be bothered fucking about with the thumbnails this time. What else? Not that we need another one for heaven on earth, but I can't handle this. Divine masculine. How weird, by the way, that is really weird that I just gave that example of the guy winning Love Island that I wanted to win Love Island. Because that doesn't always happen, by the way. A lot of the time, I'm like, fuck's sake, I wanted that other couple to win. But I wanted him to win. Rise of true gentle power, true strength. Because that's what I saw. Was somebody go from basically being a nice fuck boy, but he was a fuck boy, and like grow into being a man and choosing one woman. Now, please don't take this too seriously, guys, because the couples in Love Island literally last about 2 months and they split up. And to be honest, that couple really good. But I like them both separately, and I do really like them together. But the point is, even if that is the case with that guy, you can see that he's going to be she's a catalyst for him growing up, basically. I now remember they're really young. I think, well, I don't think they're really young actually. I think he was maybe 28 or something, 26 something. Maybe he was a bit younger, but yeah. Love it. Love it. It's true love because the divine masculine is the divine masculine. Boom, drop the mic. I need that for the thumbnail. Yeah, they can see in the dark. They can see what they couldn't see before. Loving eyes see all, equanimity, see the truth, step back. When they took a step back, when I was channeling that bit when that Fix You song was on, they were able to see the truth. So this person's rumbled whoever it was that sabotaged them for themselves. Um, okay, that's this message done. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm not really bursting, but I think, well, I don't know. Maybe I don't need to, because there's not that many people here. Nah, I'm not really bursting. Let's just go on to the next one. So I will. I don't know if there's even a need to come off this live stream. I'm like, why was I going to do that? Nah, I will. Yeah, I'll do it in a different live stream, so I put it in the title. But yes, I'm going to go away and I will come back just in a minute. So, um, nah, do you know what? I'm going to be sensible. I'm going to go for a pee because I'm not having that palaver again when I tried, when I was like para about how to get up and, I just don't want this to be a case of, I just don't want the same thing to happen. So, are we okay with that, Taylor? I am going to go away. I'm going to just be a couple of minutes and then I'm going to come back on a different live stream. Will you be here to join us? And anyone else that wants a card, if you just come in and let me know that you want a card and you can get one. If you want a more substantial message, you can use the donate buttons that I'll put when I come back. I'm just going to wait for Heather to. Well, I'm going anyway, actually. Regardless of what you say, I'm going. And I'm coming back in a couple of minutes. So yes, I hope this meant something to whoever, and I will title it properly when I watch it. I don't know when that'll be. But yes, happy full moon everyone. I'm coming back in a minute anyway, but just in case you don't watch the next one. Right. Okay. Well, I will see you, Katie, and I'm sure I'll see Heather as well. And right, we'll just end this just now. Right. See you in a bit. What is my hair doing? What is going on here?